So let's do that. Oh, now it works. Okay, so I think the problem I had was Blender. I think using the rendering with Blender kind of fucked things up, because I could start my stream with my Stream Deck, but I couldn't change scene with my Stream Deck. So I was kind of confused why that was happening. But I guess because Blender basically took everything on rendering and got them high fucking texture scene. Yeah. There are two ways of doing it, Cycles and Eevee. And yes, one of them is called Eevee, not joking. Eevee is the light one, so it's like, it has the calculations and stuff, but it's like, not the most realistic thing. Cycles, more realistic, but goddamn do you need to work out how things works. And I completely forgot I'm doing voices. I did a little research. I'll look into those special Cyclocks you mentioned, Mr. Nick. You did? That's great, I really appreciate it. Wait, didn't they say that there is no way of actually opening them up, unlocking them, doing shit with them? I don't know. Oh, I was but like my brain went like, wait, who had those? And I just remembered like, oh right, yeah, it is. Athena Sykes. Yeah, I know I had a bot. I basically just banned the bot. I don't really give a shit. A red Cyclops protects secret a person is consciously trying to hide. If the person folds under questioning, the lock breaks and the truth comes out. Yep, that's exactly how I got the truth out of Detective Fulbright and the Director Cosmos. But Black Cyclops protects a secret from the deepest place in a person's heart. A secret that the person isn't even consciously aware of. So even if they don't know it's there, Athena isn't trying to keep anything from you on purpose. For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from herself. I would call that post-traumatic stress. They're trying to take away something that they don't want to remember, and it just got deleted completely. Or, in this case, locked in. Okay, so all I have to do is break the Cyclops. According to my research, a black Cyclops is like a heavy chain wrapped directly around one's heart. If they are ripped off by force, it could cause permanent damage to a person's soul. In other words, if I'm not careful, I could traumatize Athena for good. There's not much difference there, she's already traumatized, and that's why she has those locks in there to begin with. Pearls, could you stay by Athena's side? She must be suffering under the weight of such heavy burden. Alright, but will you be alright by yourself, Miss Nick? I'm up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial all my focus and strength. And you can't do that if I'm there. I'll just hold you back. No, that's not it. I just mean I can relax and concentrate if I knew you were with Athena. You're the only one who can do it, Pearls. Alright, I'll do it then. Good luck, Mr. Nick. Good. Now that my mind is at ease, I better get ready. I'll just tidy up the evidence and take out what I don't need. It's time to end this nightmare that started 7 years ago. Kinda like that this game continues on the first game of this trilogy. In a sense. The third one of this one is kinda doing the same thing, but with another twist to it. Also, what record... Okay, so we still have this. Understandable, because it's like... They were murdered by it, but we don't know who used it. This one because, well, we are still at the area. This thing because... Well, people believe that is the space rock is. And there's some new stuff. 7-year-old video. Defense, prosecution, and judge. There are even people in the gallery. The roof has been completely blown off and the walls have collapsed. But today, this ruin is my battleground. Yeah, we're gonna have it in here. Like, this must be fucking dangerous. Court, or some facsimile thereof is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes. Not a facsimile, old man. This is a proper official trial. Take this more seriously, or you'll start hearing the bones of the hostage snap. Jesus. Please try not to upset Miss Blackwell, I'm begging you. Court is now in session for the very serious and very proper trial of Athena Sykes. I'm probably the one that has the hostage. Robin Stickybone, thank you so much for the... that got me so confused. Where did that come from? Thank you so much for the loot crate. Or the gift crate, something. I thought it was from the game first, and I was like, what happened? Well, welcome. Just stopping by to say hi. Yes, but it's nice to meet you, and welcome. Something tells me you either work for Sticky Bomb, or you just like using Sticky Bomb. It's either one of those, but thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Hold on, we're gonna do, yes, this one for you. There we go. Oh, you're an admin member. Well, welcome, welcome. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Yes. I have not seen this guy since like the 2D era. It's so weird to me in 3D now. I have played this game when it was on 3DS, but that was such a long time ago. This is no trial. It's nothing more than a ridiculous farce. Yes, I am Swedish, so sometimes the English for me is absolutely bonkers. What did you say? Edgeworth, did you not hear what I just said to his honor? However, this ridiculous farce has a very important meaning for our legal system. Recall the case of the UR1 incident, in which the prosecutor was found guilty of murder. Wait, the prosecutor was found guilty of murder. Wait, no. He can, well, I know there were proof of it, because the guy they're talking about is basically this dude. But if he actually had proof against the guy, he cannot have been his own no. That can't be right. He cannot be his own prosecutor, yeah. If he was his own prosecutor, that would not work. He's trying to get his own ass into jail. That took me a second, like, wait a second, that cannot work. I know he was a prosecutor, but he cannot have been prosecuted for his own crime. That case was unshared in the odious dark age of the law. I see what you're after. If we can find the real truth behind that case today. Precisely. The darkness will be dispelled, and the glory shall be restored to the court system. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you sound as if you know something about this truth. I do indeed. A new suspect has emerged in the UR1 case. For 7 years, Simon Blackwell has refused to speak in order to cover for someone else. Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. Yes, we can understand where this is going. I'm sorry, but the situation is what it is, and I must do what I must. The prosecution moves to indict Athena Sykes on the count of murder in the first degree. Wait, how old was she? Hold on. Oh, cutscene. Also, I'm gonna move my mouse. My mouse is in the middle of everything.
Regardless the circumstance, I intend to question the defendant with all I have. For that is a part of my creed.
Then you'd better bring it.
If the two of you are ready. Court is now in session.
And here they say you're not supposed to stare into the sun.
Your Honor?
That's actually what we do.
The Prosecution is also ready.
It's so strange a bit because I think the prosecution was on the left of the camera. So it's a bit weird because the camera angles in such a way that it looks like the defense is, which means like the camera is kind of where the judge is looking from. That was something I was thinking of. Oh, right. Because it's basically... Yo, Samantha, welcome to the stream. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Yeah, this has been a while. I hope you're doing good. What am I doing? Right. Well, thank you. It's always nice to see people coming back now and then again to the stream. But yes, I hope everything is going alright with you. Hold on, my brain is like both saying hi and also trying to continue to remember what was I looking for? Okay, so we are basically they are trying to say that she did a crime that happened 7 years ago. She was 11. The funny part is she can't even remember if she did it or not, and she's afraid if she actually did it. But yes, it's nice to see you again. I hope you're doing good. It's my duty to clear Prosecutor Blackwell of false accusations, and then this insanity. But I have no intention of losing Miss Sykes either. She's a very promising young lawyer. I just realized that this is... Hello, Gaddy, welcome to the stream as well. How are you doing? It came out of nowhere. I was like, wait, what? What's going on? But yes, I hope you both have a wonderful Tuesday. It's a really warm Tuesday. What is it here near? Shit, I cannot see. It's too far from me. I should have it by my desk so I can see how warm it is outside, but it is kind of warm. It's still interesting, like, at the same time, even Athena here believes she's actually the one who killed her own mother because she can't remember it. But at the same time, she was 11, and the only thing we remember that she saw, or said, was that she thought the machine we saw could also repair humans, but it was meant to repair machines. So she might have done the stupid thing, actually put her in the machine and tried to actually turn it on when she was hurt. I say that, but my first word after coming back from the boot camp thing was literally I miss you, so I'm not the one to talk. Fair enough, actually. Yeah, I have been well. Still looking for work a bit, but I'm doing some stuff in the background. I am making some stickers, both for selling and for friends, because to be honest, it's as Neon says, I have way too much power with that. Oh god, and I also... thinking of starting a commission for making world maps in the style I'm basically doing already. Just to try it out, like, I really don't trust my own things, but just to try out. But otherwise, I'm doing well. I'm just doing some small projects while looking for work. But yeah, the thing is, like, when I was playing D&D with Neon and the others, we started to discuss a lot of things regarding VTubers. Because we started to discuss, by the way, sorry about my... sorry about my brother. Fair enough, fair enough. No, you both are welcome in here, that's no problem at all. It's always nice to read chat and everything. It's always nice to talk with you about all. But yeah, for example, like... I know he's annoying. Oh, good god. You two are absolutely wonderful. But yeah, we discussed we discussed Gura, who sang at a baseball game, and that apparently there's a lot of things that started to be like involved with VTubers and stuff. And Neon, after we started to discuss like toilet seats for some reason, if there actually existed VTubers on toilet seats. Neon basically went directly to me, not like anyone else, because there are other people in the group that basically draw stuff as well. He went to me, said, you have to promise me you're not gonna draw anything like that. The reason is basically the inspiration bombs I get, where I basically is like, this guy like this, he's a good friend, you know what, I'm just gonna draw it, there is nothing stopping me. So if you have seen my 2 recent drawings on Twitter, I basically drew Miss Valkyrie's 2 new mascots, just sleeping together as a little thing. There are 2 little raccoons, they're basically just sleeping until each other. And I also drew Sam, Eldritch Grandpa, which absolutely loves Fallout, as the Fallout boy. So yeah, that's basically, as I said, I have too much power sometimes, because sometimes my brain is like, oh, I have inspiration, let's do this now. So yeah, basically Neon just went, promise me, don't draw this. Everyone was so confused. It was like, why just him? It's like, because he has the power, and he had proof. Because on my main scene, hold on, let me just show the main scene first. There we go, here we have it. You can see a little blue ringed Umbreon on the right side of the sword. That is Al from the D&D session. And basically that kind of happened like one day after or a few hours after the D&D session. And that's basically what it got the whole power thing from. Because I just sat down and did it. But I love having that kind of power. Just having the inspiration of what do they like, and just draw the goddamn thing. And for some reason I always draw them as stickers, because it's really fun doing that. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. But it's simply a spy. Yeah, if they basically made a 11-year-old a spy, I would gonna have a laugh about this now. They're basically saying that the one that killed the person now is Athena Sykes, but it's probably also Athena Sykes 7 years ago, 11-year-old kid, because there is the same spy. Like, yes, wonderful. But at the same time, we are kind of forced with that, because the little robot, which is controlled by Aura, kinda want Athena Sykes to be in the stand. So it's not like we really have a choice, and it's not like anyone is just stupid believing an 11-year-old is a spy. She just wants the truth to come out, because her brother is basically about to get executed today? Tomorrow? No, tomorrow. Because he only said a few hours, so we only had a few hours to start this. That's why we are in a broken courtroom, because that was the only one that was available. Well, quote-unquote available. Now then, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. No need for the Chief Prosecutor bit, Your Honor. I am here as a simple prosecutor. Very well. Your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Although I have been known of late to give an impressive opening statement myself. In all the trials I've ever seen, only the prosecution gives an opening statement. Oh, of course, right, you're right. I was just joking, just having a little fun. Can I get free? Well, it depends on how freaky. So it wasn't doing them just out of fear. Huh, interesting. Well, it kinda get the spotlight by doing them, so why not? Yeah. Oh, that kind of freaky. Oh. Well, it's not like I had to stop you, actually. We actually had the admin here for Sticky Bomb not just a few moments ago. Absolutely wonderful person. Sticky Bomb is a wonderful little group, it seems. I've not met too many of them, but I have now had... What was their name? Hold on. Robin from Sticky Bomb here, which was a wonderful person. And we're also capable of contacting them. Yeah, we can do this now. We can do a lot of things. Hold on. I'm gonna give you this so you can check it out yourself. This is basically what Gani is using. We can just put stickers on basically anything here. we got basically, with the team I am in, the Twitch team, I got, well, we all got a contact to Sticky Bomb. So I started doing that. There is a few different events going on right now. But yeah, most of them are just paid, so I don't talk to them I don't talk about it too much on stream, but I still have them there for anyone who wants to use them. For example, like that. Because yes, there are stuff like that. The funny part is I can't really say much about that one because I have seen a lot of different people do that on other streams. I start to feel it's more normal. The incident occurred at his Cosmos Space Center 7 years ago, on October 7th. The victim, psychologist Metis Sykes, was killed in the robotic lab on the 4th floor. Metis. It sounds like I'm about to say meth. Metis. Metis. There we go, Metis. She is basically named after the moon, but I'm about to name her after meth. Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor at the time, was found guilty of the crime. There were two deciding factors that led to his guilty verdict. 1. Blackwell was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. And 2. This photo, which captured the moment of the crime. Man, they really do be doing a court case in the middle of a wreckage. Yes, because every other court room was actually occupied. And I am pretty certain Aura is insane enough to actually hurt the people she has hostage. So we decided we take the best next thing. The broken courtroom. So yeah, we have it in the wreckage. But yeah, there is actually 2 bloodstains here. The sword and the robot arm. Which I'm kinda interested in knowing about. Because what I've kinda understood a bit with what's going on here is that... wait, which one is which? Wait, don't we have the bomb in here? Wait, where's the... Wait, hold on here, hold your horses here. Where is the... No, wait a second. Where's the bomb? I know we had a bomb in here somewhere. We had the elephant bomb. Because to put it simply, the elephant bomb had some evidence with a black and yellow rock on it, which is the same one shown in here. And that is basically the moon rock that disappeared, which means it was with the bomb, which was probably in here because it got stolen after that moment. And yeah, so something tells me they basically put that in there because 7 years ago it's... yeah, there, you see? The moon rock is gone, it got stolen. He is holding the samurai sword, basically. So the moon rock is in that capsule right now. Well, why? Wait, did we actually lose the bomb thing? I don't think we ever used it. I'm so confused right now. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have it here. It would appear that the only conclusion is that Prosecutor Blackwell did it, indeed. Are you kidding? I am not accepting any conclusion of that kind. This opening statement is over. Now hurry up and call the witnesses. Oh, can I be real? Yeah, sure. That's up to you if you want to be cringe with me. But yeah. Excuse me, Miss Blackwell, but we must follow proper procedure for these things, you know. Perhaps we should heed her wishes, Your Honor. She is the trial sponsor, after all. What is she sponsoring with? Dead corpses? Not yet, but she basically has the people, the hostages. Is that what she's sponsoring with? I don't think it's a good sponsor. It's something I've talked about before. We have talked about a lot of things before, so I don't know which part you're talking about. But yes. No, you're very kind to show such concern for the welfare of the elderly. As skilled as ever at playing the court puppeteer, I see. The prosecution calls its first witness. A witness who decided to bring forth new testimony after 7 long years. New testimony, huh? Just who is this witness anyway? Either Aura or Cosmos. Sometimes, and by sometimes I mean earlier, I want to chat in Miss Lunari's stream, right? I think so, yes. I think it might be kind of the same thing I have, which it's so many people, it's kind of difficult to do. But I think it actually rings a bell. Bobby Fulbright, this name. Injustice we trust. I kind of forgot how the hell I actually did his voice. The first image I get to try and make his voice is like My Hero Academia, like how buff some of the superheroes looks and like what sort of voice they would have. It was just absolutely annoying. That's basically what I'm doing for him. What are you doing here? I am just here to speak for the hostage taker, Miss Aura Blackquill. She says she's too busy with confining and threatening the hostages and all. That sounds bad. No, Miss Lunari, it's kind of weird for me because there is too many people. I feel awkward. But when no one or not many people is chatting, I also feel awkward. Huh. I mean, it depends on, like, even I can't really talk in everyone's stream, because sometimes I just feel like, I like the stream, but I'm not too much for talking. But I can absolutely understand what you mean by that. It is from person to person. It's nothing to be absolutely feeling weird about. Oh. Sorry, my eye was itching. Yeah, but like I wanna chat, but you know, yeah. But don't worry, just a little at a time, I would say. I would say like this, instead of just trying to start chatting, just say hi. To be honest, like, she really does appreciate people saying hi. I would say that is good enough. Ooh. That doesn't seem to stop her from constantly shimming in through Klonko. Yep. I'm nothing more than an observer in this. Do your best. I am watching you. Wait, so he is gonna have her thing. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Believing her brother's innocence, Miss Blackquill has been conducting her own investigation. And thought her current actions are hardly lawful. I think we can at least hear her theory. I have here Miss Blackwell's notes on the investigation she conducted. And I'll be giving testimony based on these notes. Here I go. Oh god, I'm gonna have so much talk with this voice. But if I remember correctly, I believe also I got muted when she played Yakuza once, which made me feel more awkward to chat. I can't remember that part. Can't even remember if she ever played Yakuza. Was it there when she played Yakuza? I don't know. It depends also on. She's very like say-so. So if it's anything like it that is unsay-so or hinting on say-so, it's nothing for her. So that could have been something, but I am uncertain. Because it's not too often it happens, but I don't know, unfortunately. I can't really tell. I might be a mod there, but I can't really tell. I am basically just helping out whenever I can help. Otherwise, I am just a step-in mod, I would say. I don't know. Simon isn't the murderer. He was trying to cover for someone. Someone else. What is the scene at the time? They say Simon committed the murder. I mean, if he really was out to steal that moon rock, then why the rolling case? Because he was using it to hide someone inside, that's why. And the only person small enough to fit inside the case was Athena Sykes. I am gonna have to use this voice so many current times. And that's Miss Blackwell's theory. In totality, goes in the face of the official ruling, huh? About the case she mentioned, there were other ruling cases like that one in the lab. But they're not for traveling. They're apparently for moving parts and equipment. Well, that's actually got there. Yeah, I made a joke about NPC trainer talking about balls and got too comfortable because I've been chatting here willy-nilly and you got muted. Or I misremember it as her stream and it was in fact not her stream, which I hope is the case now. I don't know, but the only thing I know that she's not too much with the unsafe kind of stuff. So I would definitely say no hints of that on her stream. That is definitely helping. Just talk to her, that's basically it. So I sometimes just talk to her, just see like, oh, how are you going? How's your day going? But at the same time, she is one of my closest friends, so I'm kinda learned how to... if I say hi, will that be alright? Yeah, like, yeah, definitely. If she basically remembers what happened, it just apologize. I would say that at least. I don't really remember that time, but yeah, you don't really need to ask me if it's okay to say hi. She is one of my closest friends, but she can definitely handle it herself as well. I also have her stream up in the background, just muted and lurking, because I like to support. I like to support friends. And other people sometimes. I say sometimes because I am also kind of uncomfortable with new people sometimes, because I don't know how they are or what they're doing. At the last trial, they thought the prosecutor Blackwell used the case to steal the rock. And they had a perfect good reason to think that too. You see, there's a security camera in the corridor that leads to the robotics lab. And that camera captured footage of Blackwell leaving the scene with the case. Yeah, but now I'm also kinda feel embarrassed because she's so chill. So me chatting feels like I'm ruining the mood. Definitely not. Like, it's just... you're definitely not gonna ruin any mood there. Just gonna dismiss that. There we go. I can see why that footage helped to bring his trial to a quicker end. Fair enough. It's very convincing, that's for sure. That case, by the way, was later discovered outside on the Space Center grounds. Speaking of after the incident, where was the defendant that Athena Sykes found? She was found on the 5th floor of the Space Center, in the Sykes family residence. They had a residence there? Wait, 5th floor, where exactly is that? Oh, not the biggest place, but it's definitely something. Yeah, when I was editing, I had her stream open in the background, and funny enough, that actually helped me focus with editing and cut down a whole hour and 30 minutes. Nice! I hope that the editing goes well. Prosecutor Blackwell most likely brought her there after the incident. In addition, it's unknown where Miss Sykes was estimated. Where Miss Sykes was at the estimated time of death. Miss Sykes was too confused by the shock of her mother's death to give a proper testimony. And there was no witness or evidence to tell us where she might have been. Yeah, I do love they say like she was too shocked. Basically, she had the good hearing, so she can hear what people actually feels. It is slowly but surely, but I'm just jumping between the words right now, but I feel like I'm doing alright. Yeah, it's actually, it's like, I was like talking about stuff, similar stuff in her chat. And people just went with like, yeah, it might just be hobbies and stuff, but just try your best and just to do something. And that is technically what I'm doing. I'm making maps and I'm making stickers. And I might actually start commission, not asking commissions, but basically letting people commission me for maps. But yes, slowly but surely is always good. Well, most of the time it's good. It depends on who is asking me of it. Because I have been in places that doing it slowly but surely is not enough for people. That is what the evidence is saying, yes. I understand the reasoning behind the theory, but I'm far from convinced. But the victim is the accused's mother, or are you actually claiming an 11-year-old girl? Of course, the girl had a very strong motive. Dr. Sykes was a psychologist who wrote many papers about speech and emotions. You're aware of Athena Sykes' special ability, aren't you, Your Honor? Are you referring to that therapy thing? Yeah, she's done it quite a few times in court. The ability to read emotion from speech are the subject of her mother's research. That's the funny part. Now they actually acting like it actually means something. But when she tried to talk about this when she was 11 years old, people didn't give a shit. The problem is I'm not really looking up and paying attention that much when I watch tutorials. So I feel like that's kind of stunting my growth. Fair enough. Whenever I watch tutorials, I only watch what I need. For example, I was looking for how to pixelate Unreal Engine games just for fun. And I don't really watch everything, I just watch all that I would need. And then when I know that, it's like, oh, okay, fair enough, now I know this, thank you. So I basically also kind of skips, but I mostly just skip the places that aren't really useful for me. Yeah, but I feel I don't know what I need to learn. I wouldn't say don't try to look up what you feel you would need to learn. Only like look up what anything like you would need to do at the moment, if we say so. As I said, I wanted to try and pixelate a Unreal Engine game. So it's not like for me to learn it, I just want to know how to do it. So that's why I looked that up. So instead of like trying to find something to learn, find something that I want to do this. Then see if anyone can explain that to you, and at that point you know it. Because if it's not something like you're just gonna look up everything that I probably need to learn this, that would either be too much or something that might not be necessary. So just end up cutting stuff. Basically, that's just what I'm doing as well, to be honest. Well, as long as it benefits society, I don't see any particular problems researching it. I don't like where this is heading. Not one bit. I'm pretty certain it's because her mother used her as an experiment, or at least she believes that. Dr. Sykes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments. Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you seriously suggesting? I have done my best to be delicate, but even you can't deny it to be true, Mr. Ryan. No longer able to withstand the anguish of the experiment, Miss Sykes felt her only choice was to kill her own mother. Hold on, I want to check something. How did she die? Because I think there's already a problem with how she died and everything. That's the thing. Sometimes I have cool ideas. I try to execute it with tutorial. I think it looks bad. I look up a tutorial and try it, and I just don't like how it looks. And I just end up deleting the edit, which makes me feel like I'm not making progress. Don't worry, like, that's the thing. You're trying stuff out now, trying to just figure out what feels good and what doesn't feel good. That's also a thing. What the fuck is chattering when there's no jury in the stand? The people watching it? Well, there's not behind us, but they are by the entrance. So there are still people in here. Estimated time of death between 1 and 3 on October 7th. Cause of death, instant death due to a stab wound to the heart. Okay. So there is the stab wound. Yes. But I am kind of confused about one thing, because if we go here and check her jacket, it has a cut on it. Order! Order in court, everybody! Ugh, what a tragic story. I hardly want to believe it myself. Oh, damn, they're watching this like they're hiding in a corner, watching a couple having a squirrel. Squirrel. They're having a squirrel. No, they're having a quarrel. They are people who can watch on the left, right, and by the door. So they're basically by the door. But we must proceed. Proceed, Mr. Wright, if you could. Detective Fulbright, please refer to the notes. There, you can see them in the background now. There is the people we are talking about. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna press on all the matters here, because right now I don't know if there's anything to open. So, Prosecutor Blackwell willingly accepted a death sentence to protect someone else. Yes, that is precisely what Mr. Blackwell appears to believe. And that is what I believe as well. Prosecutor Blackwell is no murderer, Mr. Wright. He sure as hell like to act like one. But Athena Sykes certainly didn't kill anyone either, Mr. Edgeworth. So, it appears neither of us can afford to go easy on the other. Fine. I expected no less. Oh, I remember these tense atmospheres. It's so invigorating. I feel like it was just 7 years ago, it's just now. I'm only reading the notes here. But yeah, I feel extra invigorated too. So let's keep going. That was not really useful. Someone else was at the scene of at the time. Okay. Me when I say a crow's feather. Oh my god, that is an Ace Attorney reference. Fair enough. Also, it's not a crow, it's a falcon. But at the same time, any feather would probably be a reference then. But that's just speculation. No. Miss Blackwell has a proper grounds for her claims. Then why didn't you say so in the first place? Because you never asked. You were the one who's screaming hold it, then cut me off. Fine, so maybe I jumped the gun by a teeny weeny bit. If that's a falcon, then he can... Falcon, he's not Jesus. I did not expect that one. There are some of those jokes I can expect. I did not expect that one. Oh, now I was basically doing both his and the judge voice there at the moment. What just happened? I mean, if he really was out to steal that murder rock, then why the rolling case?
Hold it!
Because he likes rolling cases. Take me, for example. I like small kitchen utensils. Why? I don't know, but I like them. I have a small pan. Depends on what game. For example, I would say that even though Unicorn Overlord is an RTS, it is still kind of like an RPG game with levels and all. Kind of much more easier to keep up with level base on that game, I would say. Because, for example, I needed to level up one of my third armies in my own save, and it was kind of easy doing that. But Octopath Traveler, hella difficult, because you can only have 4 people in the group, and you have to change each time you're gonna do one of their stories, which means that you're gonna basically go over with a, oh, you are low level, I'm gonna have to grind you, and just going on and on and on again, and then hopefully be enough level to do something. So I would say depends on what level, what game. Octopath Traveler kinda annoying because holy crap, there's a lot of grinding in that. If you don't keep at least 1 or 2 people with you at all time, like I am. Because right now I have Tressa, Hanith, and Ophelia, and all of them are level 54 or about 54. But for example, Unicorn Overlord, no problem really, because it's easy to level up your armies there using the sigils and everything. And yeah, I would say those 2 is something I can remember. But if you want to give some choices, then absolutely. Grinding in Pokemon versus grinding in Octopath Traveler. I would say the latest Pokemons are easier because they have the experience share. So everyone gain experience and you don't have to absolutely just grind one after another. So I would say I really don't like Octopath Traveler grinding because it is basically like the old Pokemon games, sort of. Yeah, DS era Pokemon. Yeah, I would not really fully like it, your era. You're not right, you're not right, you're not wrong there actually, you're definitely not wrong. But I would say, yeah, then it's not the easiest either, because you basically need to do for each Pokemon. And yes, if you haven't basically found some different Pokemons before, it is kind of fun. Because you find new Pokemons, you find new things and stuff like that. But basically those, in that sense, it still is a lot of grinding, because only one Pokemon is the one that gains the experience, while the rest are like standing still. And by that point it's just absolutely annoying. Not annoying, a Pokemon is still good, and I would still play a Pokemon game even if that was the case. But with the thought of how Octopath work, which it kind of works the same way, but you have to change so many times. Like for example, Pokemon. You can basically change out to have your best Pokemon, and then you don't change too often. But because you need to actually change a lot in Octopath, it's like, oh, you managed to get up to this level, but now you're gonna have to choose this one, which is basically 10 level lower than you need it to be. And there you go, get back grinding again. And it's not like a good grind either, because grinding in Pokemon is easier because you get a bit more experience, I feel. Or at least there are ways of getting more experience, even though if it's just a slim amount. But Octopath is like, it's not easy at all. Either there are too high level or too low level. You can't really find the gold spot of getting good levels. But that's my take on it. But was absent... Oh yeah, there is actually one case missing. Was absent when the crime scene was taken. Yes, that one. That's the one. And Miss Blackwell has drawn a conclusion from these two photos. But she has! And what is that conclusion? You're the one with her notes. Oh, right, of course. Reading them now, so why the rolling case? Yeah, but imagine you have a full team of 6 level up to a good enough level, and then you encounter your favorite Pokemon that you didn't realize was encounterable in this route. Would you swap them then and grind all over again? Yes, because how it works with Pokemon is that if you start with a low level Pokemon in the battle but change to another one, even if it is even if you fight a high level Pokemon, it still get a load of experience. But in Octopath, you need to keep that goddamn guy alive and in your team. If not, he don't get an experience. So Pokemon is still much better in that sense, even though they kind of share the thing of you need to have them in the party and in the battle to be able to give them experience. So there are some roundabouts with Pokemon, making it more simpler and funnier to be able to actually grind the levels there, rather than Octopath.
Hold it!
And how do you propose he hit a person inside one of those cases? Have you forgotten that what we saw just such a thing only the other day? At your own daughter's magic show. She fit a grown person into a small... Wait, you go to Truce's magic shows? Not only that, you actually go with Phoenix there. I like that even though you don't really realize that they still have a connection, they still talk to each other and have a connection. Yeah, switch training is good, but like unless you have a lucky egg, leveling up from level 30 to a level 42 would still be annoying though. Still, yes, but at the same time not as bad. At the same time, still not as bad. Pokemon is still feel a bit easier rather than Octopath. Octopath is still worse. It's always gonna be worse. Oh, couple goals. Fair enough. But I still like it. Basically, like, How do you propose that? Have you forgotten that we just saw a thing the other day at your own daughter's magic show? Because yeah, like the last time we saw this guy was in the first trilogy. And now he's head prosecutor and boss over everyone. So you haven't really seen him ever since like the third game in the first trilogy. But it's nice to actually have a little background thing with, even though Phoenix hasn't been a prosecutor, a lawyer, and he's a high prosecutor, they still like meet up. Like, oh, how was your day today? Oh, it's been good. And just meeting up at her magic show as well. I just love that. Oh, yeah. Way to ruin the memory of a good day. A magic show? Oh, I wish you would have thought to invite me. Actually, I would like to go too. Random ass people just coming in here. My apologies. I'll invite you both next time, I promise. So, wait a minute. What were we talking about again? Fitting a guy in a box, or a girl in a box, or someone in a box. Prosecutor Blackwell was using the case to hide someone. Damn, because like I'm grinding in Persona 3 right now, which still I haven't finished, like 90 hours. And I was gonna use that as an example, but I know you haven't played Persona, so yeah. Fair enough, actually. Never played any main Persona game. I think I have like Persona Q as a DS game just somewhere here in my room, actually. But that's nothing more than a conjecture, and it's hardly the only possibility. In that case, do you think Prosecutor Blackwell had in that case? I think it was the Moon Rock.
Objection!
There were 3 cases on that at the scene, but Prosecutor Blackwell used the largest one. The Moon Rock was an egg shape and only about 8 inches in diameter. I wouldn't have made any sense to use the largest case there just to move that rock. What, do you want him to have a plastic bag in the shape of a moon rock? Because I'm pretty certain I will just show people exactly what he's trying to hide. But then I'm like so close at the end, but now I'm just grinding last minute because I'm level 84. But my personas are like the level 50, 60 and the final boss is hard. Fair enough. And my teammates are at level 60, 70 and I don't even know if that's enough. Fair enough there. There was one game I was playing sometime, I don't think it was Octopath, where it's basically it's like, am I enough level? And then it was like, hell no. Be that as it may, it doesn't prove Miss Sykes was inside. Then let me ask you this. Can you come up with a better theory? What was in the case? Well, Mr. Wright, can you? I'm actually waiting here right now. Bluff. Of course we're gonna bluff. I know exactly what Prosecutor Blackwell carried from the kill scene. Just have to find something else that was missing, right? No sweat. I'd be very interested to hear in your theory. If it's true, that is. This is a crime scene photo taken after Prosecutor Blackwell left, correct? All we have to do is compare this with this photo. Oh, nice. Hold on, let me see if I can compare them then. There we go, there they are. I think I already see something. Oh, wait a second. Oh, they're 2 different. Yeah, I think I can see, and it's basically the robot arm. I don't even know if this is a bluff, but sure thing, it might be a bluff, it might be a bluff. If he took something with him, then I should be in one of these photos. Lady Luck, don't fail me now. Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. What did Prosecutor Blackwell take from the scene of the murder? This thing.
Take that!
Please notice that there is a robot part on the top of the card in this photo. However, in this photo taken after the crime, the robot part is gone. In other words, this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime. You do appear to be right. I don't see it in the second picture. But it is just a piece of junk. How important could it be? What's more is that there is a deadline of the day of the boss fight, and if I'm not ready by then, I'm fucked. And of course, the way you do things in real life kinda reflects on how you play video games on me. I procrastinated until the last few days, which is why I'm rushing to grind right now. Ah, fair enough. It's interesting when there are games like that you have a certain time limit until like the last thing ever gonna happen. What are you looking at? I'm gonna start charging for each glance per eyeball. Stingy. Stingy. What happened to the age of free previews? Your Honor, about this robot part. Doesn't look like it could be an arm from that robot over there. Well, now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it? But the case is still too big to be practical for just a moon rock and a robot arm. Was it really just one arm that was in there? If it wasn't Athena in the case, then maybe... I believe there was another robot at the scene that looks just like the one here. Your Honor, it is the defense assertion that it was this other robot that was in the case. What? You're hiding a robot? I love that it actually stands on two orange boxes to be able to actually reach up. That's something that is fun with these 3D games. Because the other games was basically like, oh, you might be short, but you're still capable of looking above the witness stand. But when it's 3D and capable of showing the background, it's like, we're gonna have to somehow make sure to make them taller. They just give them orange boxes, and I love that. Yes, it looks like the arm of the one before us. But it could be something else entirely. Besides, it's wrapped entirely in bandaging, making it difficult to verify what it is. No, it's very easy. It's actually very, very easy. I know for a fact that it's a robot arm. I can even tell which robot it belonged to, just by looking at it. With this information, we can investigate whether it was there at the time or not. But, Mr. Wright, I thought you were more of the technologically illiterate type. When did you become such an expert? I feel somehow abandoned. Oh god. Not to worry, Your Honor. I still know next to nothing about mechanics. But I know this piece of evidence proves which robot arm it belonged to. Bam! Yeah, because it is bandaged. Because Athena Sykes wanted to bandage the broken robot. It's so strange, but the one that actually has the hostage right now is the first girl with the orange hair, which is looking so weird because like she looks goddamn happy and nice there. And then we just have her normal personality, which is just horrific. But take a look at Ponko's arm. It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that. They are, but I am still extremely goddamn terrified of Aura. She must have thought that machines heal in the same way that people do. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild. Also, what's this case about? This case is when Black Quill here decided to murder Athena's mother. But Aura is basically Black Quill's sister. Don't like that because he's about to get executed tomorrow after 7 long years. And yeah, she basically wants to have another trial to prove he didn't bloody goddamn do it. So this is the trial of Athena Sykes' mother's murder, and she's basically pinning the blame on Athena Sykes herself. Because she was a child, and apparently decided to murder her own mother. Makes sense, huh? In other words, this robot arm could belong to none other than Ponko! Yeah, like the prosecutor is standing on the left side, and the defense on the right side. But when we look through the cameras, when we watch them, it kinda looks like they have reversed places. Order in the court, over everybody, I say. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? You see here, it looks like he's standing on the right side, like, of the door, like the entrance of the room. But now, when I'd seen that before, I'm getting the feeling the camera we have now is around where the judge's booth is. I can see that the robot is about the same size as a child. But it cannot grab its knees and curl itself up into a ball. Even if it was the largest of the cases, the robot couldn't have possibly fit in there. The case does come up to about a mid-thigh on Prosecutor Blackwell. Pretty nice thighs, actually. Oh, I see your point. The robot is much taller than that. Well, first of all, the machine is not capable of only repairing robots, it's also capable of disassembling them. So is Aura the consciousness of the girl with the animal-looking ears in Aura, and that is Blackwell's sister? And the further right girl, Athena's sister, is Athena's mother, which seems to have been killed by Blackwell. Yes. Hold on. But yes, I think, yes, the animal-looking ears, if you think about the horn things, the purple hair, yes. But it's not Athena's sister, it's Athena's mother, because that was 7 years ago. They got me there. So then, did Prosecutor Blackwell make Ponko fit into the case by dismantling her? Sorry, mother got mixed up with Blackwell's sister. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, that happened 7 years ago. But because Blackwell is about to get executed for that murder, Aura is kind of pissed off and wants a retrial. Of course, Ponko would fit. All Prosecutor Blackwell had to do was dismantle her. Once taken apart, a robot could have easily fit inside the rolling case. It appears to be a robot assembly device. Disassemble anything in a flash, push the dismantle button. So Terra and Sol was in the same group as Aura and Athena's mom back in the days. No, only Sol. Terra was a student still, but he wanted to work with them. So apparently Sol lended Terra his jacket and allowed him into the picture. But he wasn't working for them at that time. That sounds pretty neat. Can I push it, Mr. Nick? Oh, good God. But yes, other than Terra, everyone there was actually working together. It sounds rather violent, but Mr. Wright does have a point here. Except that there was a body on the table where the robot are dismantled and assembled. There would have been no room to take a robot apart.
Objection!
Damn, imagine knowing you were a robot and the real you was dead. Some Soma shit, yeah. Soma was good, but also the whole thing about like the robots and the... Not only like, I can understand like the world was ending, everything just went to shit and somehow they're gonna get the thing up into space. But having the whole like Icar thing taking care of mixing the robots with real humans, it was like, that was so goddamn weird. I say some skullduggery foot, but yeah, I probably. But also, hi Maestro! Welcome to the stream. I hope you have a good Tuesday. It's really warm here. But what if it wasn't done on the table? What if the katana was used instead? Soma actually gave me like a new fear. I can understand that, especially if that was the thing we were talking about, because good God. You mean the sword? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Blackwell, I like your opinion as a woman of science. Isn't it true that the katana could have been used to take a body apart? Or the robot apart? The body, definitely. I suppose so. Their joints aren't made of a very tough material. A blade could slice through them. Yes, now hello. Another question I asked before. Yes? What did you ask before? Thank you for your expert opinion, Miss Blackwell. Thanks to you, we now know that the existence of the severed arm in this photo proves that Ponko was taken apart. In addition, since the rest of Ponko was not found in the scene, we can conclude that... Oh yeah, we have that now as well. We have a cursed emote. The true meaning of this photo is very different from the original interpretation. You can't mean... That's exactly what I mean. This photo does not capture the moment of the murder. It is instead pictured of the moment after the robot was sliced apart. The blood you see where the arm was cut off was transferred there by the bloody katana. Most likely the rest of Ponko is scattered around Prosecutor Blackwell's feet. Horrific thought. Not hearing this. Yeah, kill it with fire. Ah, Missile. Yes, Missile is good. Therefore, what was transported inside that case was not the defendant, but a robot. Miss Sykes never was at the scene at the current time of the murder. Oh. My head, my body. Where am I? Oh. I can't really make her voice while being panicked. It doesn't really work. Yes, Shad Waffle. I am kind of mad of how great it actually came out to be. Because it was meant to kind of be cursed, but somehow it went way too well to actually make it. Order everyone! Why is everyone so goddamn loud in here? It's true that Ponko was found in pieces of the murder. And I repaired her myself afterwards. The plot thickens. Soon it's gonna not be like gravy, but it's gonna be like ice cream. As long as it doesn't melt though. Yes, I'm finally making some progress. Hopefully I gotten at least one step closer to proving both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell innocent.
Objection.
That's actually our main goal. Getting both of them innocent. How would you feel if you find you were a clone of the one and only Mike, and Mike went back to your family, but you're just left knowing you were nothing but a recreation? Difficult to say, because if I am not a clone, but if it is me, and hopefully still thinks as me, I would probably make a life for myself then. Because that would mean I am not him or me, but I'm rather a part of someone else me. That's... How the hell am I supposed to even explain this? Basically, same personality, but if I cannot have the same life, well, I'm gonna create a life of my own. Start somewhere else. See what's going on. Do other things. I can see that it wasn't the defendant inside the rolling case, but the robot. Alright, what's going on here? It's never good when he plays things this straight. Does the prosecution withdraw its claims that the defendant was carried from the scene? Oh, no, Your Honor, my claim hasn't changed.
Objection!
But Ponko and Miss Sykes couldn't have both been inside that case. The notion that the case was used to carry Miss Sykes was Miss Blackwell's theory. I have been of a different opinion from the outset. Now I have the opportunity to voice my theory. Thanks to the defense. I kinda like that they actually made him in 3D in these games, because you get more facial expressions like the 2D games. For example, his eyebrow raising right now. Edgeworth? He's been one step ahead of me the whole time. If I know 100% that I'm the clone, I would become my own, like starting from the same save file, but going another path from this point forward. Yes, that's a good example of what I try to say, but I had very much difficult saying it, because I try to explain about both me's, which doesn't make any sense. In that case, how do you propose the defendant left the crime scene? Simple. The footage only shows Prosecutor Blackwell from behind. What's more, he's holding his arm in front of his body, as if he's holding something. Or someone. That's hardly evidence. I have proof. The surcoat Prosecutor Blackwell was wearing. The victim's blood was found on the front of it, and the stain had a highly distinctive shape. A bloodstain with a distinctive shape? Like what, butterfly? Oh, I know, a little rabbit, probably. Oh, well, please continue, Prosecutor Edgeworth. 7 years ago, the defendant was known to constantly wear a certain item, of which there was only one in the world. A special pair of headphones, made just for her. That rambling was good. Wait, which rambling? Do you mean about the blood thing or the Gannis question? Cause, yeah, me and trying to even answer questions like that with a certain point of view is not the easiest sometimes. But yeah, that was a good ramble. Yeah, she always wear those heavy-looking headphones. Yeah, but then you have to go through changing your identity and making a whole new birth certificate and all that. Not being able to talk to your previous friends and family, which kinda sucks. Fair enough, but there's not much you can do about that. Butterfly. Oh, no, a rabbit. Yeah. Sometimes I just like to try and see if I can just go off script. I'm not the best at it. Analysis show the bloodstain to be the exact same shape as those headphones. In other words, this was no mere blood splatter. The blood went from the victim's body to the headphones, and then was imprinted onto Prosecutor Blackwell's coat, like a stamp. Oh, a most gruesome stamp indeed. I don't even know if anyone wants a gruesome stamp. Blackwell carried Miss Sykes, who had been hit by splatter, away from the crime scene. This proves that Athena Sykes was without question present at this crime scene. And that concludes the prosecution's argument. Yeah, well, unfortunately that argument kind of fits with thought of him having actually the coat in his pocket right now. Order, everyone! Why do I always have to tell you all? If the defense was indeed at the scene, it deepens the suspicions against her. But we've also shown the robot was there at the scene as well. I hope you're not making the ridiculous claim that a simple robot was the real murderer. Then I'll have 2 number 9. My brain went back to when I worked at a sushi restaurant, and I tried to remember which order was number 9, but I can't remember that because I don't think many people ordered number 9. Number 6 here, please. Oh, good God. Yeah, I have actually worked at a restaurant before. Kinda interesting. Actually, one of the best places I've been working at. Not perhaps because of the work. I don't think working at a fast-paced restaurant might be a good idea for me. But the people I worked with didn't understand much Swedish, but still was one of the best people I've been working with. I don't really think that... No, but you can't say the possibility isn't there. Detective Fulbright, was the robot questioned at the time? No, I don't see any records of it. I believe it was considered unrelated to the case. But as it turned out, the robot was actually integrally... integrally related. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Ponko to the stand. We'll also get a whopper. Whopper. I don't remember the song, I just remember whopper. A robot witness? Well, to be honest, we have actually had security cameras here before. I guess that's not really much of a difference. Order, everyone, again? Why is everyone so confused? We have seen so much shit here, and everyone is still so surprised about everything. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you think about all this? Mr. Wright has called all manners of witnesses to the stand over the years. Exactly what I say. Why is everyone so surprised about that? So why not? Why not a robot? Nothing surprised me anymore with him. As I said also, to be fair, a robot is like a security camera. If it has a camera, if it has like memory, it's probably one of the best witnesses, because technically we use it as evidence. And if we questioned asking a robot as a witness, then it's like, okay, then why are we even having security footage as evidence? Witness, please state your name and occupation. Well, we did say ask, state your name. You wanna know another fear I had like a few years ago? If you wish to share it, then do share it. My name is not Witness, my name is Ponko. Yes, I realize that, but when you are at this witness stand, you are the witness. No, I am not, I am Ponko. Say it with me, Ponko. What an utterly inflexible little robot. It is programmed to have a name. It doesn't understand why why it's supposed to be called Witness, goddammit. You're the last person who should be calling anybody inflexible. Oh, fair enough. You remind me of my grandchild who just learned his own name. Oh, how precious. Seeing through your eyes, but your body is committing terrible things, and you can do nothing but watch as it happens. Fair enough. That would be actually kind of fearful. Alright, Ponko. I am going to ask you some questions. Questions? You have questions. Hooray! What are your questions? I want to know if you were there at the scene of the murder of Metis Sykes. It was 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, around 2 p.m. in the robotics lab. Certainly, just one moment. Searching data, search complete. Yes, I was there in the robotics lab. It would seem that this robot's testimony is necessary to this case after all. Oh, this is great. I just knew Ponko must have seen something important. A murder committed right before this poor little girl's eyes. It's inexcusable. The judge seems ready to adopt Ponko as another grandchild. Oh, fair enough. So, little Ponko, do you think you can give us your testimony today? I do wonder what sort of sensors is there on the front. I went to the robotics lab around 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis. And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that I was recharging, so I don't know anything. After I charged up, I was cleaning the room and Mr. Simon came in. And then an error occurred. There is no data after that point. Damn. Well, it sounds like the defendant was without question at the scene. However, it doesn't appear that the witness saw the actual moment of the murder. I disagree. This testimony shows that the defendant did indeed commit the crime. What? At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that this witness is still a machine. Or another one I got from a sci-fi anime is watching through the eyes of someone like a murderer while you watch helplessly as they open your body. Damn! Yeah, that could definitely also be extremely terrifying. Could be a sensor to make sure Ponko doesn't hit anything, but honestly, I don't really want to know for once. Fair enough, actually. Being a robot, it's understanding and capacity to express itself are limited. So what are you suggesting? The witness statements need to be interpreted. For example, the term hugged and the term fell down. Well, it depends on. We are here. There might be some lurkers in chat who is not guys. That's the thing, we don't know. In chat, probably, I don't know. Otherwise, probably not. Adults don't usually fall down after being hugged by a child. Well, then you have to check something first. Ask the robot, did Athena reach up to the person's chest? Because if she did, then yes, she stabbed her in the chest, in the heart. If not, well, that doesn't really go anywhere. Yes, what these witness statements are telling us is, well, imagine you became a girl for 24 hours, what's the first thing you would do? I don't actually really know. What the defendant stabbed the victim with the murder weapon during this moment. What? Bit shocking, bit understandable, a bit depends on. But I don't really know. I would probably just say simple, learn more about girls then, because I would have the chance. That's the only thing I could say. And to explain exactly what I mean would be way too broad, so I'm just gonna say it like that. Before Miss Sykes hugged Dr. Sykes, did the two of them converse? Probably figure out what the fuck happened. Probably that as well, actually. I don't know why, the question was so straight on, I didn't even think of, like, how it would happen. That is actually kinda true. Yes, they did. They spoke to each other very loudly, but I don't know what they said. Athena is usually so quiet, so I was surprised. Spoke very loudly. We can interpret this as meaning they argued. No, I see. The murder, a very heated argument, and then the victim fell down. I agree that it does sound like a reasonable interpretation. However, Ponka doesn't seem to remember anything that happened after that. When I'm recharging, I go into sleep mode. But I remember everything before that. I have very good memory. There's an many on Dojins and it's like, oh, I touched myself, yada yada. But, like, if I'm actually a guy who woke up as a girl, what would they do? What would you do if you couldn't find out what happened? I would basically say figure out just what's going on. Well, yeah, not like what happened, but like, I don't know, study. I can't really give a straight up answer because I have no idea really what I would do. I would just be confused. Like most of my times. Until now, think about it. Robots doesn't lie. This robot is both an important witness and a valuable evidence at the same time. Nevertheless, I will have my cross-examination. I see you haven't changed. You never were one to worry about wasting time. Very well, even if it may be a waste of time, you may proceed, Mr. Wright. I went to the robotics lab at about 2 p.m. Okay, yeah, we already know this. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can answer it. Sometimes I can't really answer some of the questions you have. Whoops, I went back. I have to refill my battery's power or else I stop working. I go to the lab to do that. So, the recharge occurred around 2 p.m. Around the time of the murder. No clue, honestly, cause yes, that's often the trope in anime for the guy to do what you said. And while I'm 100% straight and a degen, I have no desire to explore myself. That is actually true. That's why I'm like I would probably just be confused. That's right, I go every day at 2 p.m.
Hold it!
Hugged her, huh? Which Edgeworth took to mean stabbed her with a weapon. You said the two of them were talking before Miss Sykes hugged her mother, is that right? Yes, they were talking very loudly. Oh. But I couldn't tell what they were saying. What if one day you woke up, look in the mirror, and suddenly you're Ashley in the world of another Code series? Would you go with the plot straight away? Go straight away from it? Well, if it basically is like a world that works exactly like the game, and it actually has the story of the game and everything, like, you know, like, it is set in stone, I would probably follow the plot, because else I wouldn't know what would happen to me or anything else, because it might be that I can get back if I follow the plot. So that would probably be my answer. Couldn't tell, even though they were speaking so loudly. I'm only allowed to listen to voices that are directed at me. If it listened to every voice, it would be little better than a mobile eavesdropper. Me personally, I would like to take a lot of pics of my feeling self and then send it to people, only to reveal to them that it was me all along. Because that would be hilarious. Fair enough. It's a shame that the little friend wasn't listening in, however. We could have learned that they were talking about just before Dr. Sykes was killed. Now then, what happened after that?
Hold it!
It was me all along! I don't want to delve too deep here, but can you tell us how the victim appeared and acted at this moment? Mommy Meaties was very surprised when she was hugged. I heard her heart pound. Her heart. Miss Wright, have you forgotten about this document we found in the robotics lab? This robot has a heartbeat detection system. Now that he mentioned it, I do remember reading something like that there. They detect the presence of people by the sound of their heartbeats. Wait a minute. That means if Dr. Sykes really did die at this moment... Ponko, how was Dr. Sykes after she fell down? Could you still hear the sound of her heartbeat? Let's see, the moment she fell, her heart was pounding. After that, I don't know, I started recharging then. Ha! Your friend. Your friend, my brother is confused from this statement. I think I've heard something similar about that before. I don't know where, but I feel like I've heard that in someone else's chat sometime. All of the unlucky timing, if you've heard anything after that. It could have possibly proven that the hug wasn't actually the moment of the murder. I am very sorry, I'm afraid I don't know. I'm very sorry. The robot is designed to go into sleep mode automatically, so it can't be helped. But it doesn't appear it detected an increased heart rate at the moment of the stabbing. Yeah, but there is an issue, and let's go over what the issue is. Instant death due to stab wound to the heart. I don't think it means, oh, the heart is gonna beat for a moment. After Mommy Meaties' heart started pounding in surprise, she fell by the window. It was the round window on the workbench side of the room. Would you guys mess with people if you guys can look like an actual girl if you cosplay? Probably not with random people, but with other people I know, I would probably do that. Because I know some good people that absolutely would have a laugh about that, and then yes, I would do that. Ponko must have been talking about that table to the right of where that giant robot is now. Not gonna lie, dressing as a girl isn't something I wanna do, but the thought of messing with people like that sounds hilarious. Fair enough, actually. If it's people I know, then yeah. If it's just random people I know, yes, there is something. Your Honor, I believe this statement is critical. I'd like it added to her testimony. Very well. Ponko, could you please add that statement to your testimony? That's a good little girl. I love the judge sometimes, he's really the best. Okay, present evidence, bam.
Objection!
Wait, did I take the wrong thing? Wait, hold on, I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Actually, we took Robin's cosplay when? Never. I am not gonna do it. It would be hilarious, and I know some people that would actually have a good laugh with that, but I will not do it. Okay, I'm not gonna do this because this is any way of failing things. I'm just gonna skip this. Hold on, I felt that was a bit odd. We were discussing that. When Mimitis fell down near the round window on the workbench side of the room. Wait, hold on! I thought we started talking about the goddamn heartbeat, not the workbench side of the room. Oh my god. The heartbeat was more important than the goddamn where she fell down somewhere. Let's see, there are 2 round winners. Well, to be honest, I wear a flannel, get a wig, and wear jeans, and you're done. That is actually fair. It's not really much needed, except for probably shaving myself. Otherwise, that would be looking hella weird. Let's see, there are 2 round windows in the robotics lab. Which one did you mean? The one on the right near the hanging scroll. Wait. The hanging scroll was Mommy Matty's prized possession. Hanging scroll? Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. So, very close to where it actually was. Huh. Okay, in the picture of the crime scene from some years ago, there is definitely a hanging scroll on a Japanese theater mask on the workbench side wall. But is there some problem with this statement? I'm gonna continue pressing this, because it feels like something is off here. Well, something is definitely off here, because otherwise the game would just stop still, but I don't really know what it is. Prosecutor Blackwell. I wonder what he went there for. His objective? I don't know. I don't know. I guess I can very well ask Ponko to speculate. So, what happened after Prosecutor Blackwell arrived? Okay, this we don't really need to check, because we know what happened. 100% couldn't do it. I am way too hairy and male looking, so not possible. I am not that hairy, it's just my face that has hair basically. But I would say like I'm just skinny. I just look baby-like whenever I shave. The workbench. Hold on. Am I gonna use this because she died over there?
Objection!
I'm gonna do this. And apparently that worked. There's another Swedish YouTuber that I watched that dressed with flannel. All that, so no wonder I thought you'd look good in it as well. Fair enough. I don't think I actually have any flannel at all. Ponko, your statement may have just inspired a breakthrough. I was helpful. Hooray! I'm so happy. Just to be sure, let's go over it again, okay? Roll the scuff to your elbow. Cuff to your elbow. Oh, fair enough. Oh, for some reason I read it as scuff. The victim fell near the window on the workbench side of the room. However, her body was discovered on the operating table. But the operating table and the workbench are 2 different locations. Yes, roll the scuff. Exactly, Your Honor. We just learned a new critical fact. Oh, buddy. If it's you, then I'd rather you just kept that just this hair of yours. Oh, there. I was like, wait, huh? The victim moved. An 11-year-old girl couldn't have moved the heavy body of an adult. So the only explanation is that the victim walked to the operating table by herself. In other words, that what Ponko observed near the workbench couldn't possibly have been the moment of the murder. I could have said that, but by the heartbeat, because she died on instant. Oh yeah, her heartbeat started to race. What happened after that? Oh, it still started to beat. That means she didn't die instantly. Ugh, I'm very relieved to hear that. Glad to know that the murder wasn't committed in front of a little Ponko here. Yes. As we just heard in the testimony, Miss Sykes hugged her mother. Nothing more. Right. It's been 8 years, but you're still just as green as ever. Green? Huh, but I can't recall ever seeing Mr. Wright in anything but his blue suit. Hey, blue's my favorite color. What can I say? If the defendant could move the body herself, she could have had it moved for her. Moved for her, but Miss Sykes and Dr. Sykes were the only ones there. I agree. Since this robot is equipped with a heartbeat detection system, it wouldn't have been aware of another person's presence if someone else had been there. Yep, what's up? We can therefore conclude that the defendant and the victim were the only ones present. Then, who do you suggest move the body? Don't you know, it's in the nature of a robot to help people do things. Miss Ponko, allow me to ask you a question. My name is Ponko. Oh. I believe you said you were cleaning after Dr. Sykes fell down. Did you happen to move something large onto the operating table? Yes I did. Athena asked me to. Athena asked you to... But what did you move, little Ponko? I don't know. Unless something has an ID tag, I can't tell what it is. Would you rather be transported to Raccoon City or Silent Hill? I would say Silent Hill. The reasoning for that is I kind of learned that most of the time Silent Hill and the whole monstrosity that happens is because the people is like tormented by something of their own, like a own hell in a sense. Especially since watching the playthrough of either the second or the fourth one or something like that. And if that is basically that you are there because you need torment, like you're tormenting yourself or doing something bad, I don't believe I would actually be in the Silent Hill horror place, but only just the Silent Hill abandoned city. So, ha! Roundabout. I found a loophole. Yeah, but you have a lot of regrets, and that just the regrets will come to haunt you. Yeah, but I don't believe I have that kind of regrets. Like, the regrets they are doing is like, I hurt someone, I let someone die, or I just killed someone. I don't think I have any of those regrets. If I had, then yeah, that wouldn't really be the best thing. Maybe I regretted working at Burger King. Not fully, but I'm not going back there because trying to even contact the goddamn boss and the burger mascot, that would be weird. Kind of feel like a Five Nights at Freddy's rather than a Silent Hill. An ID tag, you say? Yes, a tag with a barcode on it. We robot scan them to tell us what that thing is. That paper in the lab did mention something about that. But I don't know, I would say Silent Hill because as long as you're capable of handling it, you could easily get away. Raccoon City is like the destruction of a whole goddamn city, and that is, I would say, really goddamn dangerous. I regret doing some stuff in college. Oh, fair enough. That is definitely fair enough. But I would say it's easier to basically handle the mentality stuff of it rather than just running away from a zombie apocalypse in a city that's basically just burning. As a professor starts chasing you. So, it would appear that Miss Panko here can't identify what it is. Panko! But we are human. We humans have the power to imagine what it was, do we not? Oh, we do? Oh shit, I might just actually be a robot then. Well, I do, at the very least. What time is it actually? Just checking. Miss Panko, on the defendant's command, move the body onto the operating table. She still didn't witness the murder though, because the heartbeat was still beating. Panko, did you really move Dr. Sykes' body? This is really important. Isn't there any way you can tell? I don't know. Without an ID tag, I can't tell. Give it up, right? If the victim's heart was stopped, the robot's detection system wouldn't be useless. Furthermore, Dr. Sykes usually wore her white coat while she was working. She kept a jacket with her ID tag on it, draped over a chain in the robotics lab. Jesus, that would be horrifying. Nissel Clown, that's an adorable emote. And only wore it for special occasions. In other words, the victim wasn't wearing her ID tag at the time. Are you certain? Because how would a robot know that Methys and Athena were talking to each other if the only thing it could sense was the heartbeat detection?
Objection!
But Panko is equipped with a facial recognition system. If she really did move the victim, she would have recognized the body as Dr. Sykes. But she didn't, so that means a face can easily be covered with a piece of cloth, a mask, or anything else for that matter. With her facial features hidden, the robot wouldn't be able to tell if it was Dr. Sykes. Yeah, he's right. To summarize, Miss Sykes stabbed her mother near the workbench. Then, using the robot, she moved the body to the table where she removed the sword and was stained in blood. The worst part is, I actually believe she did that, not for a reason of hiding the body, stuff like that, but because she wanted to help her mother. Because she thought that that machine could also heal people. So she didn't kill her mother, and unfortunately she started to believe that too as well, because she has the black locks around her heart, which means that not even she knows if she's lying or hiding something. But yeah, I don't think it's because she wanted to kill her mother and just put her there. It's because she wanted to heal her mother. Author, but if that's the case, then I have a question. Why did the defendant move the body to the operating table in the first place? Right, she didn't see any difference between robots and humans at that point. Exactly. She put bandage on a robot. Yes, exactly. So, for her it might be, my mother is hurt, I need to fix her. Beep, fix her. You want a reason. Very well. What? You can't possibly have an explanation. Your emotions blind you to the truth. You could learn a lot from our robot friend. Calm and rational, though, will open your eyes to the truth in front of you. Mr. Wright. Now then, do you remember the operating table's one special feature? I believe I read that robots can be assembled and disassembled there. Isn't that right? That's right. And the defendant, who was just a child at the time, The table was like a magic box that would make robots appear or disappear in seconds. If he's saying disappear, that would be absolutely stupid. But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked just like magic to me what she could do. Yeah. You can't possibly be suggesting. This young, sheltered girl had a difficult time distinguishing robots from people. But take a look at Pongo's arm. It was Miss Sykes who bandaged it up like that. She must have thought that machines heal the same way as people do. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchild. Fair enough. No way. I refuse to believe it. Miss Sykes wasn't made a childish, naive and cruel mistake. She thought that if a robot could be dismantled and vanish without a trace. No, not vanish without a trace. What the hell? I just said that, yes, fixing. Not vanish. Prosecutor Edgeworth. If you're about to claim that I think you are, I demand that you word this as delicately as you can. With all due respect, Your Honor, all I can do is present the truth as it stands. I'm still confused then how her jacket, which he said she wasn't wearing, had a gash in it. Not by where she was actually stabbed, but by the side.
Hold it!
No, don't say another word, just stop. Was to dismantle the evidence so that she could get away with the crime. Wait, how old was Blackwell and Athena during the death? Athena, I think, was 11 years, yes. Athena was 11 years because it was 7 years ago, and she is 18 now. It was 18, right? Yeah. So 21. He was 21 and she was 11. Apparently he is basically 10 years older than she is. Order, everyone, order! Please don't puke anywhere of what you heard, because to be honest, it was really gruesome. Edgeworth, she was just a little kid. How can you say such a horrible thing? I would actually say this. She didn't want to dismantle. She wanted to repair. And yes, the machine probably would kill her if she tried to repair a human. So it would be easier to say she wanted to repair her. And that was also got her hurt. But unfortunately, the only thing that happened was basically the stab. Horrible. Like I said, you were just as green as ever. I came here today as a prosecutor to seek only the truth. No more, no less. Dang, why do people like shipping people with their killers? Or in this case, their mothers? I don't know. They just like to do that, I guess. My theory is simple, the result of a rational consideration of the very possibility.
Objection!
But dismantling isn't the table's only function. It can repair as well. It's conceivable that Miss Sykes moved her mother to the table in order to fix her. I suppose that could be another way of interpreting it. But dismantle or repair, it doesn't matter either way. What do you mean? After murdering her mother, Miss Sykes may have come to her senses. Perhaps she didn't want to make it appear as if it had never happened. And that's why she tried to repair her mother. Yes, that's one possible explanation. But we mustn't forget the fact of this case. The victim observed to fall down after being hugged by the defendant. Also, dude, I just remembered yesterday that the Edgeworth games are getting a remake, and it's hype. Yes! Kinda like that. I've never played one of those. I have one of those to the DS, but I've actually never played it. And the body was moved per the defendant's command. The two facts. Facts that indicate the defendant's guilt remain uncharged. Am I the only one that feels that instant death means that the heartbeat stops to beat instantly? Because the robot did say she was hugged, her heartbeat started to go faster or harder, and when she fell down, it was still beating. Am I the only one that is basically like an instant death means instant death and no heartbeat? Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence to refute the prosecution's claim? Yes, I have. The goddamn witness. I'm afraid I don't have any evidence. Since becoming chief prosecutor, I've learned that the truth isn't always pretty. Also, dude, not gonna lie, I'm used to thinking of these games as just fun court game. I forgot that people actually die in these games, and every time someone dies, especially if it's a close character, I just end up being shocked. Yo! Bro mine, welcome to the stream. I hope you also have a wonderful Tuesday. How are you doing? How are you and Chime doing? I hope you all are doing well. Now accept the truth, Mr. Wright. Your subordinate murdered her own mother. Your Honor, the prosecution demands a verdict. The hostage is getting sneezy. What a terrible and tragic conclusion. I don't know what Chime is doing right now, but I'm at my mom's place. Lol. Ah, fair enough. I hope your mom is doing well then. I hope you're all doing well. What a terrible and tragic conclusion. If the defense has no counter-argument, I see no further prolonging this trial. I have won. Her heart was still beating. Why is everyone so blind to that fact? The robot said her heart was still beating. Am I the only one that basically is still on that place that instant death means the heart stops beating? There's no way Athena could have done anything like that. What do I do? There has to be something. But I can't think of a single thing. Let me guess. It must be Apollo. Oh, no. Him. Prosecutor Blackwell. This is quite the farce you have conducted. I could die from laughter. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is that your argument is based on an entirely false premise. Go on, we're listening. Could this be the miracle I need? A person who apparently wished to die? The file for my map art was lost, so I get to remake it all over again. Oh, that is not fun. But I hope you have fun making the map again. But what's the Prosecutor Blackwell trying to pull here? 7 years. For 7 years, long years, this case has been on my mind. Not for an instant did I not think of it. I'm the one who killed my mentor, and don't think you can alter that fact now. Your boldness. I will take the stand, and I won't take no for an answer. Of course, Prosecutor Blackwell. Please go ahead. Oh, I'm about to shit myself here. I didn't think he would come in here. I first thought that his thing was glitching through the booth, but apparently the booth was just broken. Lining was hell, but I did have fun changing up the land masses and making lore more during the process. Lining? Wait, how do you line your world map? Because I technically don't line my maps other than making it like a little brown around, like sort of, you know, like beaches and stuff. Just to give it more of a pop out for the whole thing. But other than that, I'm like just randomly drawing the landmass in a certain shape I kind of want and removing randomly to make it more like living. I'm just kind of curious, like how you do your map, just because I'm also making maps. I went to the Cosmos Space Center with the intention of killing Dr. Sight. Basically, how do you do line art normally? That must be an hell if you're gonna make land masses with line art. Oh my god. Because I have seen line art, and that is basically the thing you do mostly before anything else. Holy shit, I don't even do line art for my map. I do rough sketch, mark the rough sketch, and then make that the thing, and it actually becomes kind of natural looking. Why does it always sum up like that? The prosecutor end up being involved in an old case that becomes important in the final chapter for Phoenix. It was Edgeworth's father. On Karma for Apollo, it was Clavier and his brother, and now Athena. I don't know, I guess it's a good kind of twist thing. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. I would not be swayed from my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. And then I committed the act. How cathartic it was. I can't even pronounce that. Story shit, you know. So the plot be thickening. Yes, thickening like ice cream. Not gravy this time, but ice cream, because it's thicker. Twist so twisty to be quaint straight again. Fair enough, actually. I can't even say against that. But a little punker here witnessed the victim falling. In other words, I don't need any of your other words, old man. I can guess what happened. Which would be what? She fell means she fell. Merely that. A mother and a child fooling around. Perhaps she tripped. Not that it matters. When I entered the lab, there was no trace of Dr. Sykes to be seen. There was no dead body either, of course. Meaning she must have left the room. So the murder occurred after the time period Ponko described in her testimony. You should hardly take stock in the words of a wind-up toy. Oh, that was actually kind of a good one. Jimmy Thick. Yep, fair enough. I can't say against that one either. Actually became kind of good. Then how do you explain the fact that the defendant had the robot move something? Athena was always tinkering with robots on the operating table to amuse herself. And she always had Ponko move the heavy ones for her. That day was no different. Ponko moved a heavy robot for Athena. This is awful. What he's saying seems to make sense, and yet...
Objection.
Prosecutor Blackwell, are you trying even now to turn away from the truth? Do you realize we could bring the dark age of the law to a close today?
Objection.
Yeah, it depends on how you bring it to a close. You expect too much from me. I am just a murderer beyond redemption. Why don't you let go so I can settle down into hell? Prosecutor Blackwell's execution is tomorrow. If the truth doesn't come out now, it's all over. We technically want to save both of them because we know something is up. Are you saying that a little girl and a robot had nothing to do with the murder? That's right. So let's hear your verdict. If we don't hurry, I might miss the ferry across the Styx. He really has a way with words, doesn't he? I don't know what to do, really. Don't you dare judge. Don't forget I have hostages over here. And Simon, how long are you going to cover for her? Miss Blackwell? Forgive me, Aura. I never wanted you to do anything like this for me. But you agreed to this trial. If you have a counter-argument, then present your evidence. That's the rule of the courtroom. Isn't that right, Chief Prosecutor? Blackwell, you selfish. Well, to be frank, I don't like this, but it's my duty to make a decision. If no one else has a counter-argument, I will announce my verdict right here, right now. I am waiting for anyone here. I'll go once, I go twice, I go thrice, I go rice. Rice, yummy. Honestly, most people in this courtroom are dumber than rocks, yes. That's something I did not realize when I was younger, but now when I play it again, it's like, holy crap, you miss so much shit here. But I still love them. I'm always gonna love these ones. Now, can I just notice that Blackwell's design looked more like an emo version of it to the Rocky? Well, fair enough. I don't even really know who it is. I think you told me once before. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I wanted to fly out there and go and save him. Oh, I can't tell her. Well, how can I lie to Athena? If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. Yeah, the problem is we're not protecting two people. We are protecting, or we're not just protecting one person, we're protecting two people. I can't let this happen. But I just don't have any evidence to counter Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony. Apparently someone else has hold it. Okay, who's gonna hold it now? Who's gonna hold the fart in? No, hi there! Athena, what are you alright? Are you ill? I can hear it. I can hear the voice of his heart. He's hiding something. Half and half, an eye covered with a black, with that black crap. Ah, fair enough, Pink. Apparently she's here and she's not freaked out this time, because last time she thought she murdered her own mother. And to be honest, she kind of went into sleep mode. We could not get any response from her. If he really is, I could sure use Athena's help here. Her power might be just the thing I need to get through this. Sykes done. No need to you to chime in here. Just accept that you're innocent.
Objection!
Yes, fish. We have fish in many different sizes. These past 7 years, they've been just as hard on me, you know. What are you talking about? Do you remember that horrible trial? That you mean the thing that basically breaks you every time someone is arguing against you? The worst part about this is how they make it more nightmarish looking, is that the faces are not just covered. They are splooched covered. Just messily covered. Not like, oh, we're gonna shade their eyes away. It is basically like a little thing there, a little thing there. It's like, God. It's just me, does Blackwell's outfit make him look kind of like a priest? It's meant to look like a samurai, not a priest. Even now, every time I stand in a courtroom, it comes back to haunt me. It's probably a deep dive why he looks like that. Yeah, you see, that's what's happening. Post-traumatic stress. Not being heard, not matter how hard you try. Feeling so helpless. Oh yeah, there we have this guy as well. Caught in people's stares, so scared that it feels like your chest is in a vise. I'm terrified of courtrooms. I want to run out the door even now. And you became a lawyer? I think you just like samurai stuff, that is basically it. And yet you find your way to keep your fears at bay and become a lawyer. For me, it's mostly the thing hanging on the sides in front of him, to be honest. Fair enough. Thanks, that's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I want to become the strongest lawyer I could be. This day has finally come. The day I've been looking forward to with all my heart. This is why I became a lawyer. This is why I studied psychology. This is why it was all to save you from this false conviction. But, Miss Sykes, do you realize what it would mean? If he is innocent, you're not. Put 2 and 2 here, please. You are the accused. After all, if you prove the prosecutor Blackwell innocent, then... The only thing that matters is the truth. It's my duty to find out what that truth is. Because, yeah, apparently she has these black psych locks on her chest. Which apparently Pearl told us earlier this stream that those are not because someone is hiding something. That is because someone is hiding something from their self. Which means that they are basically not hiding anything from us. They're hiding something from themselves. Bolly, you managed to make 2 + 2 5. He did? When? I completely missed that part then, but it wouldn't surprise me. Simon, please give me this chance. The chance to shake off this fear that had been with me for 7 years. To face the truth. His logic. Yeah, fair enough. Bro can't even make a simple equation. Yep. It sometimes happens, but I still love him anyway. Athena is being so brave, confronting her past like this. 2 + 2 is fish. Yes, it is fish. This might really be the last chance to save them both. Prosecutor Blackwell, please testify one more time about the incident 7 years ago. Fine. But your effort will surely be in vain. For I am not a man who can be cut down easily. Here we go, Simon. Let me hear the voice of your heart. Gonna load a bit because we're gonna go into a little mechanic mode here. I do wonder what they think of when they just stand like that. Or are they just like me that lose tracks of something? I'm just trying to figure out what was I doing again? Oh, right. I went to Cosmos Space Center with intent of killing Dr. Sykes. Okay, angry. But when I got to the robotics lab, I found Athena there instead. I think that's why he's happy, because he likes Athena. I will not be swayed by my purpose, so I waited for Dr. Sykes to return. Why are you so happy about that? And then I committed the act. What I feel is odd here is how he's angry here, and he's angry here, but he's happy here, and here. Also, that happiness level is kind of big. Okay, so the question is, what should we go after here? Because I'm kind of confused. I could say angry, but angry makes sense. He's angry because he wants to kill someone. He's happy because he sees Athena. But why is he happy now but not angry? His emotions are very guarded and his defense are way up. He still his will, as if he'll never let his secret be known. I don't know about that. We got a couple of strong wills on our side too. Prosecutor Blackwell isn't the killer. We're going to prove it. But what was he trying to do that day? We approached it from that angle. I bet we can find an emotion that just doesn't add up. Did he want to Athena to witness this? Probably not. This is what he's saying, but the size is what he means. I'm gonna pinpoint the anger, because the anger disappeared. Luckily, I don't lose any problem here. Did he just want to see Athena that day? I think it's not that he just wanted to see her, he just likes to see her. Wait a minute, there really isn't anything strange there. I don't know, but I think it might be made a mistake. I think maybe you're right. I don't know what is an unexpected emotion here. I would say this. Should I do happiness? Fuck it, I'm gonna do happiness here. Nope. False again. Okay. I would say the unexpected one might be happiness, because... No, I think actually it's the other way around. It might be happiness because he saw her. Because first he was angry. And it's like, oh, I want to kill her. Okay, you're angry. Makes sense. But why is he happy when he saw Athena here instead? I'm gonna do this one. Oh, it was happiness. Okay. This feeling of happiness. Even though the person you were looking for wasn't there, you felt happy. Why is that? Simple. When I was looking for Athena and hadn't found her yet, I grew worried. So when I saw her in the robotics lab, I was happily relieved. Merely that. But why were you worried about her then? Just now you said that you went to the space center to kill Dr. Sykes. But the first thing you did was to look for her daughter instead. I had no intention of harming Athena, so I wanted to confirm that she was safe first. Safe from what? If you're the one who wants to kill someone, it doesn't matter where they are, because if you have decided not to kill them, it doesn't matter. Man, that was my first guess, and you talk about Blackwell liking to see Athena swayed me. Yeah, but at the same time, it did make sense. The only problem was that, why was he happy seeing her if you wanted to kill her mother? It's not really a thing you want to do. It was just a part of my plan. Nothing contradictory about that. Other than you were worried about her and somehow happy to see her when you wanted to kill her mother. That doesn't make sense. The second I find that inconsistency, he cuts it down. Simon knows the principles of analytical psychology. There's less noise now, but I don't see any instabilities we can latch onto. What if it was Aura, since she's also a Blackwell? Perhaps. But at the same time, she wants someone to take the blame, so I don't think so. We'll just have to keep chipping away at him, then bit by bit. Could you update his testimony, Athena? You got it, boss. Update. Oh, right, it takes some time. Apparently they lost track of what they needed to do. Oh, they remembered. So yeah, angry. When I found Athena in the robotics lab, I was relieved. But I would not be swayed from my purpose, and so I wait for Dr. Sykes to return. Oh! He became sad instead. He changed his emotions. He swayed a bit too much here. Not even you can falsify your emotions, Prosecutor Blackwell. What? Yeah, he really looked adorable. He just came in there and there you are. Yes. Who knows? When you said you killed Dr. Sykes in your testimony, you felt sadness. Why would someone who had lain in wait to kill her be sad at her death? Such an obvious attack. Yes, I felt sadness, but it wasn't for her. I felt sorrow for Athena and her circumstances. Yes, but why didn't you feel that before? He can't be talking about that, can he? Yeah, the subject thing. Man, if this was a Metal Gear Solid 3 boss situation, then that kinda sucks. Yep. Dr. Syed was so intent on the research, he forced her daughter to undergo experiments. There was somewhere I believe we had proof that she actually loved her daughter. My objective was to save Athena. From an obsessive scientist who treated her daughter like a research subject. What? I went to psychology lab first. That's where I would usually find Athena playing. But that day was different. I heard someone crying in the robotics lab next door. Was Athena being subjected to yet another experiment? I thought as I went to see. Conveniently, Athena had cried herself to sleep, so all I had to do was wait and kill. So that's why he was relieved when he saw Athena. But this story really true? I'm not sure how much to believe. That's right. Oh, how are you doing, Athena? Still hanging in there? I am a lot stronger than I look, boss. I can definitely understand that, but at the same time, have you seen your face when you break? That is not just like I am strong, but I can crack. That is, I am strong, but holy shit, I am becoming pieces. Now, take a look at this. The noise level actually increased. Oh my, Jesus Christ, this guy. It went up. I've never seen it do that before. Prosecutor Blackwell is lying somewhere in his testimony. As a matter of fact, he's piling lie on top of a lie. In an attempt to make his claim sound more believable. What do you get? Scooter! Nice. He's trying even harder to suppress his true feelings. And that's what's causing the noise. How in the world should I approach this? Beat the shit out of him? I don't know. An evidence-based approach might work if I can find a contradiction. Otherwise, I should look for an inconsistency in his emotions. There are no flaws in my testimony. This boldness is prepared to give his verdict. Give up on this lost cause and let the law free me of this chain somewhere.
Objection!
Just start throwing hands in the courtroom. Yeah, exactly. I don't think so. Not while I'm around, and not when she's around, because if I don't do this, she will beat me up. I have seen her throw a cop. Well, technically it was Apollo, but he told me. I'm afraid of her. Fuck, wait, hold on. What is this? I don't even know what this thing is. What is this thing? Shit. Let's try his testimony. Okay, but why is there a scooter on the fishing lake? Have you ever seen a lake or a river recently? They're like fucking... Fair enough, yeah, we might be in the Netherlands. Just wait until you get a glossy magazine. But if you want to go back to look for inconsistent emotions, just let me know. I can easily switch back. I heard crying from next door. Of course I was worried. Okay. Okay. I hurried over to open the door to the robotics lab. But before I could lead Athena out of there, cursed my luck, Dr. Sykes came in. I refused to hand Athena over, so I had no choice but to kill my mentor. My mentor just fished up the owner by accident, fair enough. I don't know. Mr. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to this. This is gonna be interesting. Because I'm gonna have to go back and forth between emotions and evidence. So I'm just gonna go here first. I heard crying from next door, so of course I was worried. Sad and shocked could be right. Congratulations, you fished the bones of Mrs. Scooter von Dunshut. God, okay, his emotions are probably the best ones I can see here. But before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck, Dr. Sykes came in. Is angry and he is surprised. Fair enough. I hurried over and opened the door to robotics lab. I'm gonna just pinpoint this just in case. But it's kind of shocked if you knew about her there. How odd. Why would you register surprise at opening the door to the lab? Alright, fine. I'll explain if I must. I finally have a prop for Halloween and I didn't even know, and I didn't even spent a cent. Nice! What surprised me was Ponko, that toy figure that attacked me. Dr. Sykes knew fully well of my plan to rescue Athena. But you can stand guard over her daughter 24 hours a day. So, Dr. Sykes had Ponko do it. That's right, she ordered Ponko to forcibly remove me on sight. So I lashed Ponko up with a katana that was there in the lab. That trickery old puppet wasn't worthy of the fine blade. Mr. Wright, it's happening again. There's even more noise now. Oh, for crying out loud! It's 100% now. What's going on here? Whenever we found an opening, it covers it up with lies. I will never get rid of the noise at this rate. It's pretty hard to keep telling coherent lies like that. His mind and will really are as sharp as strong as a katana. I think I know though. He said he sliced the robot up, but he sliced the robot up when it was blooded. That is an inconsistency. Yeah, with a feeling of dread I opened the robotic lab door. Just then, Ponko attacked me. I retaliated by cutting it into pieces. Am I gonna use the sword? You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna save first just in case, because the emotion thing I don't lose any points from, but I do that with evidence, which is... well, I'm kind of happy about that. But the problem is, we discussed this before. The Ponko's arm was there, and it was bloodied. Someone could have changed his last name to Sykes as well, with the way he's throwing all these plot twists on us. Fair enough. So, it could not have been it, because he used it while it was bloodied.
Objection!
Okay, nope, that was not the one. I'm gonna try the image. Because we discussed that before. He cut the robot apart, but he did it when the sword was bloodied. And I somehow have to prove the inconsistency of that. No, it's testimony, it's testimony. It has to be here. It goddamn has to be here. Please, for the love of God. Because we did talk about that before, and that's how we proved he didn't use the katana. He used the katana on the robot. And shoved it away there. Because this thing, as you can see, has a bloodied end, which means it was cut off after the death. Okay, there we go. There was this one. Just took the wrong side of it. Compounding lies with more lies is never the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell. Take a look at this photo. That's the photo of the supposed moment of the murder, isn't it? How many times must I see that which damned me for my sins? The ironic thing is, I think this picture actually is going to be your savior right now. See the bloodstain at the end of Ponko's arm, where it was severed with a katana? Oh, I hope you aren't claiming it's a robot's blood, Mr. Wright. Has Phoenix ever got to defend a murder? Yes! He actually visited us last week. His name was it Matt? Matt and Guard, I think it was. Fiends really just look at this. Yeah. But yeah, he actually did. In one of the 3 first games he did. And we actually got a visit from the wait, hold on. Yes, real Matt and Guard. He actually came to visit. It is actually a YouTube, not a YouTube, a Twitch name. They came last week to visit. The katana already had blood on it, so then it must have been the victim's blood. That's right. But if that's the case, we found a glaring inconsistency. You said in your testimony that you cut a Ponko, then you killed Dr. Sykes. But in spite of that, the victim's blood is already on Ponko's arm in the picture. I don't mean a suspected murder, but an actual murder. Well, that's the thing. Yes and no. Because he is the murderer. But he did technically hire someone to murder them. So, both yes and no. In a sense, he wanted to murder someone, but he did not do it with his own hands. But he did buy the assassin to do it. So I would say yes. But other than that, not a murderer by hand. No, never, actually, in that sense. If you don't think of anyone that is capable of hiring a murderer for someone, then no. Well, but that couldn't be. Exactly. In order for the blood to have transferred from the sword to Ponko's arm, the victim would have been stabbed first, before the robot was slashed. Close enough. Fair enough. Close enough and fair enough. In other words, Prosecutor Blackquill is a big fat liar. Tell the court the truth, Prosecutor Blackquill, now. You have no idea what you're doing. Wait, didn't we defend an actual murderer in one of the first games? And we had to lose to him? I can only remember Matt and Guard. That's the only one I can remember. I'm hearing not just one or two, but a bunch of rampaging emotions here. It's hard to describe. It's like a violent whirlpool of something. Oh, yeah, I can see that in his eyes. God damn, he wants blood. If he hasn't murdered someone 7 years ago, he will murder someone today. Phoenix Wright, you will pay for this. Never have I been forced to reveal so much, but the rest I'll take to my grave. Prosecutor Blackquill, you are on the witness stand. You're obligated to tell the truth. So fuck you! All of these complex emotions, they seem to be flowing from one source. I think whatever he really saw that day is what caused these feelings. Oh, she kinda lost train of thought here. Hold on, let her try to remember. Oh, there we go, she remembered. Oh, damn. What is rampaging? Oh, everything is rampaging. What the hell? This is a whole ass rainbow. Never mind, I'm thinking about the Kirigiri in Trial in Danganronpa. Oh, fair enough. I saw it. That terrible scene. But before I could lead Athena out of there, curse my luck that his Sykes came in. I had no choice but to kill my mentor. Wait, what terrible scene? What terrible scene? I think this. Yeah, I don't know. His emotions is everywhere. I've seen people be too angry, too sad or something. This is like, I am not giving you one emotion. I'm giving you everyone. Hope you get colorblind here. Actually, not getting any particular big reading there, Mr. Wright. Okay. The problem is the terrible scene. What is the terrible scene? What is in here that is a terrible scene? I'm gonna go do Athena. Oh, it was Athena, not the chair, but Athena. When you opened the door and saw Athena, you became overwhelmed by your emotions. Isn't that right, prosecutor? Me when a girl is giving me mixed signals. Fair enough. You should know better. Although, unthought this pathetic, I admit. I'm terrified of speaking it. Prosecutor Blackwell, Miss Sykes is innocent. I will always believe that with all my heart. Now, can you find it within yourself to believe in me too? Don't shoot me. You turned into a woman with all those contradictory feelings. Jesus. Alright. Athena is innocent. Can you honestly say you believe that to be true, right, Donna? I give you my word. Now tell me what you really saw when you opened that door. Curse you, Phoenix. Oh, here he goes. Wait, what's going on? Is it gonna go... Oh, wait, is this a cutscene? What's going on? It was a tragedy. One I'll never forget. When I arrived at the lab, Dr. Sykes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two, covered in blood, was Athena. She smiled with a far-off look in her eyes, as she sweetly said, God, that is actually kind of fucking creepy. I would get nightmare if I saw something like this. Fucking hell. Something's wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her. Jesus. I can understand, she's a child, she doesn't understand what she's doing. But that is actually kind of creepy. If she was like crying or something, it's understandable. But that like empty eyes and a smile is like, God damn. That's what I saw. And now you have it. The truth you so desperately wanted. God damn. Doing something bad and not realizing what you did. Well, she was a kid. No. Prosecutor Blackwell finally tells the truth. And this is what it is. It's beyond devastating. I tried to take my mother's part. She looks absent, like she wasn't in control at all. You mean like now? Hey. Oh, she is freaking out again. We're losing her. We're losing her, people. Exactly. Well, because of that, she can no longer... I think this is basically what Prosecutor Blackwell did not want to happen. Oh. Can you still hear me? Yeah, you can still hear me. I'm just checking because my thing is starting to... Hold on. I think I can do something. I think I had a cable here somewhere. Wait, where did I put that cable? I'm gonna see if I can charge the thing here. Actually, where did I put the cable? I thought I had a cable here. I was playing around with it before. Hello? So Ponko put her mom on the table, or did you get on her there on her own? Well, probably Ponko. Oh yeah, even my thing is kind of uncharged. Sometimes these uncharged not too fast, but not too bad either. Hold on, I'm gonna just change microphone. I'll be just back momentarily. I took out the wrong cord. I took out the cord for my headphones, not for the microphone. This case is fucked, yes, but why was the arm cut off? Because apparently one needed to cut it off. So it was me. I'm the one who killed my mother. Athena? As I said, right, the truth isn't always pretty. Murder, disassembly, disassemble an operating table, a scientist using her daughter as a guinea pig. Sadly, it appears that my theory was correct after all.
Objection!
It is true that Athena didn't like her mother's research. But you dare cast aspersions on my mentor by claiming Athena was used in such a manner? Something still feels very off. Like, if you want to fix someone, why would you take a katana and cut them up first? You should think that just having the machine fix her mother would be all that needed. Yeah, exactly. So why kill her in the first place? Dr. Sykes would never be awkward with people. She loved her daughter with all her heart. Sorry, pressed enter on accident, but I also realized how dark what I was gonna say. Oh, fair enough. She loved me. Your mother hated to see you suffer because you could hear the voices of people's hearts. She wanted to set you free of your pain. So she worked tirelessly on her research. So basically he lied about the research thing just to make sure he had a reason to kill the mother. But unfortunately now, because we have managed to figure out that she, quote unquote, was the one who did it, he can basically say, she never hated you, she never used you for research. She used you for research because you were basically the one that she tried to help. Oh shit, true, the katana was also blooded up before he got there, yeah. Do you remember those headphones you hated so much? Yes, my head hurt every time I wore them. No, Athena. It's just the opposite. They emitted sound waves to nullify emotional input from the voices of people around you. Your power was certainly much stronger then than it is now. And those headphones were what enabled you to carry on with everyday life. No, that can't be true, then why? Why would I have done something like that? I don't think she ever did. Her love for you was real. That I can guarantee. That's why I knew that what happened had to be some kind of mistake. I couldn't let you be punished for it. So, you took the blame yourself. You and your mentor are more alike than you know. Punker was a witness. Punker was a witness, so I put it in a case, held Athena close, and vacated the lab. I threw Punker away in the boarding lounge. Trash chute. Man, he really does have that brotherly love in him. He really does. And I hid the case on the Space Center grounds. I would seem that we now have all the facts of this case. No, not yet. It can't end like this. Do not disgrace yourself, Mr. Wright. The truth has been revealed. Or are you the type of man to turn your back on things that disagree with you? I'm not, but this... I can't give up now. I have to say something. Anything, even if it is a bluff. I always managed to pull through that way in the past. I have to make it work. Just bluff. Defense is prepared to present evidence. That's right? Yes, Athena. I can stop now. I I don't want you or anyone else to suffer any longer for my sake. Athena, what are you saying? I killed my mother, that's the truth. Wait, sorry for being late to ask, but how did the Aura became a robot, and is there any connection to this case? Basically, she has hostages because Black Quill is being executed tomorrow. She doesn't want that, so she has hostages, and she's using the robot to basically be everywhere at once, more or less. To make it short. It's just like Prosecutor Edgeworth said. We have to face it no matter what, how much it hurts. So she's still alive? Yeah, she's still alive. Aura is still alive. I admit my guilt. Oh, that's not good. But should I please be granted just one chance to tell everyone what I recalled? That is, I would say yes. Because last time she said something like that, people just said, you're a kid and we don't really give a fuck what you say. It appears Miss Sykes is much braver than you, Mr. Wright. What do you say, Your Honor? In light of her courage, will the court give Miss Sykes this opportunity to confess? Very well, then, if you would, please, take the stand, Miss Sykes. Thank you for letting me do this, Prosecutor Edgeworth. And thank you, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Blackwell, for letting the truth be known. Now we can finally move forward. And everyone's... I just realized something. What do I have in my court record? I don't even have the lighter. Hold on, what is going on here? I know I'm missing some goddamn evidence here. Why? Now we can finally move forward and everyone's suffering can come to an end. Athena? Prosecutor Blackwell will be cleared and the dark age of the law can come to an end. Yes, admit your guilt and bring everything to its conclusion. I killed my mother. My memory is still a little hazy, but there is no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands and the feeling of stabbing in deep. And I remember the warmth of her blood as it flowed down the handle onto my fingers. Your Honor, please find me guilty. Jesus. This got sad quick. I dare say these are all memories that no one but the murderer could have. I see. Thank you for confession. I believe this trial has gone on long enough. But before we conclude, does anyone have any counter-argument? Where the hell is Apollo at this moment?
Objection!
Was that us? I do, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, what the fuck is going on here? But, Mr. Wright? Why? I killed her, I remember it now. Any counter-argument with now is pointless. Yeah, don't tell me I've forgotten one of the basic tenets of lawyering. Always believe in your client to the bitter end. Athena, you're not a murderer.
Objection!
I said that you never change, but you actually regress in these 8 years. I won't stand for your childish emotionalism, getting in the way of the truth. Emotionalism? Don't lecture me on matters of the heart, Edgeworth. Because I can see straight into a person's soul. Wait, hold on, what's going on here? Oh! They are not unlocked. She's still hiding something from herself. I did a little research. I looked into those special psych locks you mentioned, Mr. Nick. Athena isn't trying to keep anything away from you on purpose. For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off. Even from herself. That's why I'm not giving up, because I can see right now that her own memories won't be able to give her a truth. And because these are still here, means that she hasn't been able to figure out the truth herself yet. It might be like looking for a grain of sand somewhere in the cosmos, but still, That memory might contain a few new facts that could prove her innocence. I hope for everyone's sake that you are not just bluffing, Mr. Wright. Now then, is there or is there not a problem with Miss Sykes' confession? My memory is still a little hazy, but there's no question I remember it. I remember the weight of the weapon in my hands, and the feeling of it stabbing in deep. Her memories could have also been fabricated because she considers everything that has been said here as a fact, so her brain shaped the memory around what has been said. I don't think really fabricated, it's just that she was young. It's something she don't understand, and because of everything, her memory is like, I don't want you to remember this because this is way too fucked up. There's definitely something wrong with her memory of the event, I can't just tell. If there is a problem with her confession, please prove it. I would say there is no blood
Take that!
on the handle. Isn't that... That's the katana that the defendant used to kill the victim, Mr. Wright. One thing I just thought of, Athena was, what, 8? 11. At the time of the murder, and the murder weapon is a katana. She was a sheltered young girl, a katana is heavier than most think. She couldn't have been able to wield it normally, which make it even easier to stop her. Yeah, not really fabricated, but made up memories, yeah. I respectfully and vehemently disagree, Your Honor. But I remember it. I remember holding the weapon, getting blood on my fingers. Yes, exactly. That's exactly my point. If blood really did get on your fingers while you were holding it, there should be blood on the handle. But please focus on the handle on this sword. There is no trace of blood on it. And therefore, this is clearly a contradiction of the facts. You're right. Oh my! Ho ho ho!
Objection!
The defendant must simply confuse a portion of her memories. That is true. That is what we're trying to fix. Just stay with us here, alright? She mentioned it was a hazy to begin with, and we can mull over every minor detail.
Objection!
But she said there is no question, I remember it. A fact we can't ignore. In that case, why don't you explain what this contradiction with her memories means? Gladly. Just give me a second to think of something, or just bluffing. I want to say that Athena didn't stab anyone, but she said it herself that she remembers the feeling of committing the act. Think, Phoenix, think. What could a contradiction with Athena's memories mean? Different weapon. The blood was wiped up of the weapon. No, if we basically say that, we're saying that the weapon was still used. So I'm gonna say the defendant used a different weapon. Misai said blood flowed down the handle, but the katana's handle is spotless. Oh, holy shit, that was... Assuming she's a kid and went through traumatic event, so PTSD would also try to block the memories, and her young age means that she also not remembering it well. Block off that memory, and Blackwell statements could have made up memories to fill in what had happened at the time. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Miss Sykes said blood flowed down the handle, but the katana handle is spotless. So, does it follow that the defendant must have used a weapon other than the katana? What are you up to this time? This is it. This time I've found just a thing to end Athena's nightmare. The weapon that took Dr. Sykes' life was the katana. That much is true. So if I can show a possibility that Athena didn't use the katana, it could help me prove her innocent. A different weapon, you say? What? Oh wait, hold on a second. Yeah, it kind of looks like there's a tool missing, which I think is the knife, like this one. What weapon would that be exactly? Oh, right, of course. He would ask that. Wonderful. Katana. What? Wait, did I say it wrong? Okay, fair enough. Katana. It must just be that for some reason my mouth just wanted to do katana. Katana. Didn't I look for fingerprints back then? Probably. I can see you're floundering. Could you speak without thinking again, as always? Yes! How does he know that? Ah, but I can't back down now. Not here, not now. That's right, I did. Because it's so obvious, it doesn't require any thought. What did you say? Okay, so maybe that was an exaggeration, but there has to be something. Was there something other bladed weapon in the robotic lab that day? Yes. Maybe there's something in one of the crime scene photos. Yes, I already know, because we technically don't have that much evidence right now. There's a high possibility that that was in the lab. I don't have that particular weapon here in evidence right now, but I do have a piece of evidence just like it. Other than the katana, this is another blade, yeah, this thing. Bam. Yeah, but that's the murder weapon in the Clay Terran case. Yes, this is the knife that took Mr. Terran's life. But there must have been a knife just like this at the scene of the crime 7 years ago as well. Toolkits containing utility knives like this one are issued to Space Center employees. And that robotic lab especially would naturally have one of these around. But beside the katana, no other bladed weapon was found at the site. Well, goody for you then. It was in the investigation report, if you didn't know. Yeah, I know. That's the issue. Oh, of course I knew that. As you told me just now. But then here's something else for you. Already knew. There was a toolkit at the scene. But it didn't contain any blades. Here is a photo of its contents. Yes, exactly. It didn't contain any blades because it was missing something. You're right. I don't see any kind of blade tool. Yes, because it's missing. Fine. But isn't there something odd about the design of these handles? There was no other bladed weapon in the room.
Objection!
I disagree. This toolkit contained a knife. And what proof do you have of that? Don't tell me your eyes for art is failing you to Edgeworth. You are the last person in the world who should be criticizing my aesthetic sense. I can't even pronounce that. No, you're simply watching out for your own ocular health. Please proceed, Mr. Wright. They spell her name? No, it spells Galax or Gaiax or however they spell it. I see that they do, but what significance does that have? Why do people who work in law have the intelligence of toddlers? I don't know. But it is fun in this game at least. If we rearrange the tool in a specific pattern, we might be able to tell which part of the overall design is missing. Is that the theory your pitiful sons of aesthetics help you come up with? And without the A, it almost looked like it spelled Sykes. Fair enough. Edgeworth, just let it go, man. Show the code, then, if you would. What pattern or design would... Well, to be fair... Oh, wait, hold on. Does this actually work? This... Bloody hell. Does anything with a logo works? One tool is clearly missing. Conclusion, see no blade, case closed. Yeah, see no blade, hear no blade, there must be a blade there. But either it is this one, or it is this one. Fuck it, let's do this. And what design is this supposed to represent? The Gaiax logo. Your Honor. It's on all of the Space Center documents and pamphlets. As you're aware, GaiaX is the program that operates the Cosmos Space Center. GaiaX sounds so goddamn weird. GaiaX, huh? Isn't that the new name of the Federal Space R&D program? I think I see it now, but... yes. With just the tools shown in this photo, the red A part of the logo is missing. And this is where the murder weapon from the Terran case comes into play. If we were to place the utility knife in the open slot, bladed weapon. Yeah, fair enough. So it would. That means... Admit it, Mr. Edgeworth. My aesthetic sense is keener than yours. And while you're at it, admit that the weapon Miss Sykes used could have been this one. Order, everyone, order! Why is everyone still so loud in here? Why is everyone always so shocked about this point? Miss Sykes confessed to having memory of stabbing the victim. Admittedly, Miss Sykes most likely did stab someone, using the utility knife. However, the weapon used to kill Dr. Sykes was the katana. Please don't, what are these damn Gen Z or Gen Alpha words? I don't know. I think I've heard it somewhere what it means, but I completely forgot. Therefore, the act of stabbing that Miss Sykes remembered couldn't be that of Miss Sykes, Dr. Sykes, Jesus. Very well. Let's suppose for a minute that Miss Sykes did use the utility knife. Tell me, how does that change anything? Oh, good God. Come again? What if the katana was only being used as a decoy to conceal the true murder weapon? What if the real murder weapon that took the victim's life was the utility knife? Don't be ridiculous, or are you changing the premises of your entire argument? I'm merely offering a hypothetical situation derived from your logic. Miss Sykes could have put blood on the katana to make it look like like the murder weapon, and then concealed the knife on her person until Blackwell carried her away. That does clear up the contradiction between Miss Sykes' memories and evidence. In fact, the murder weapon is a utility. Then fate has dealt you a cruel hand. For you have just proven the knife's existence. The rest of us with your own logic.
Objection!
Well, goddamn them. The prosecution is attempting to lead the court.
Objection!
You are the one attempting to lead the court, Mr. Wright, by forcing us to forget the fact of this case. Need I remind you that there were only 2 people in the lab at the time of the murder, and that the defendant herself recalls stabbing someone with her own hands? Yes, but as I said, the heart was still beating. It matters not whether the murder weapon was a katana or a utility knife. How stupid is that? Wasn't it clear that the wound that the killer was made from a katana? Yeah, but who knows? It might have been a knife on top of the within the katana wound. As long as we know that the victim and the defendant were the only ones there. You cannot escape the fact that it was Athena Sykes who killed her own mother. I don't believe it. Why does this keep happening? Every time I find a contradiction, it vanishes and the suspicion keeps coming back. It's almost as if we're finally starting to get it. I don't think he should work as a lawyer. I think a janitor fits him better. The contradictions keep vanishing because the charge is true. And the suspicion keeps coming back to the defendant because that's
where it belongs. Felix Ryan. When will you open your eyes and accept the truth? Well, at the same time, as long as she has the locks, she still don't know the full truth of itself. I don't want to believe it. It can't be true. But what if... Mr. Wright, you fought a good fight. I think you've done all you can do. And here comes the hero, I guess. No, snap out on it, Phoenix. What's the matter with you? Giving in to doubt? I can't look back. Forwards is the only way to go. No, Your Honor, not yet. It isn't over yet. Right. I can't lose sight of what's important. I believe in Athena, and I always believe in her. To the very end. A defense lawyer never gives up on his client. I have to pick myself up and stand firm. Make that brain of your work, Phoenix. So to write, what is the murder weapon? The knife or the katana? The katana is the murder weapon, but she might have managed to stab someone with a knife. Time to rethink this case thoroughly. Oh, brain fart time. I was kind of surprised that Apollo hasn't appeared in Discord yet. Yeah, he's doing his own investigation, but I'm waiting for him to bring something in. I can see the fact that Athena must have stabbed someone with a utility knife. This must have been what Ponko witnessed Athena's hug. But Prosecutor Blackwell didn't see the knife at the scene. This means that someone must have removed it from the lab before he arrived. Who could have taken the knife from the lab? Someone else? If I trust in Athena, then I have to conclude there was a third party at the scene. But according to Ponko's testimony, Athena and her mother were the only ones there. So then how did this third person manage to escape Ponko's detection? I know, this person must have fooled Ponko's facial recognition feature by... Yeah, by covering their own face. Athena was a child, so a good bit shorter than her mother. Only possible place she could have intentionally not stabbed her. Yes. For example, Maestro, if you see the jacket there, that's her mother's jacket. Do you think that would probably be a good place to stab someone if you're basically 11 years old? But yeah, basically, look above. Remember the whole... Thank you, I just saw that now. Yeah, exactly. Yes, you were ahead of me. Yes. I did not see that first. Everyone basically has red and orange names. I just completely missed that one. You're right. I missed it. My fault. But yeah, basically what happened is they covered their face, but they didn't cover the jacket, which means that someone was basically looking or being scanned as Dr. Sykes. Wait a minute. Ponko has a heartbeat detection system too. Even if they covered their own face, Ponko would still detect their presence. But she wouldn't have been able to tell who they were. Wait, that's it. The culprit would have covered their face and posted as which person to avoid detection. The person posed as the victim. If the culprit posed as the victim, that would explain why Ponko thought only she and Athena were there. All they had to do were to take advantage of Ponko's basic recognition features. The culprit used this in order to her jacket. The culprit could have posed as the victim by wearing the jacket with the ID tag on it. But that still leaves the heartbeat detection system. How did the culprit get around that? It couldn't have been worked if Ponko could detect the real Dr. Sykes' heartbeat too. So, does that mean that the real Dr. Sykes was already dead by that time? Yes. Because they said that they need to charge around 2. And the death could have been between 1 and 3. So that still leaves a whole goddamn hour. If that's the case, then who did Athena stab? The real culprit. It was just that she was so shocked about her mother's death that's why she can't remember everything. The only thing she knew was her mother is there, but someone is there, you did something, I'm gonna stab the shit out of you. That's it. The person Athena stabbed wasn't Dr. Sykes. It was the person who murdered her and then pretended to be her. The real culprit. Now that Mr. Wright has finally finished thinking, which basically actually took 30 minutes, then let us bring this to a swift end. Could you just imagine that? You know, like these like magical girls kind of series? Tactile transformation might just be a second, but with thought of how much they show with the transformation, it takes like more than a minute. Think of this taking actually 30 minutes, just him standing there silently staring. So who had wound on their side at the time? Do we know that? No, we don't. But I am guessing who. You are absolutely right, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I hereby... Oh, for crying out loud! I already had a hammer in hand. I didn't say I was finished. I was only pausing for a second. Ah, so they basically me. Fair enough. Because I realized something so shocking, I had to take a break to digest it. But now, I know for a fact that Miss Sykes is innocent. But Ponko saw me. She witnessed the moment of the crime. Yes, Ponko did witness something. She saw the hug. In other words, the moment you used the utility knife. But the person you stabbed wasn't your mother. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? The answer is simple. The person Miss Sykes stabbed was a third person posing as Dr. Sykes. What? How? I think Edgeworth's gonna come back with something here, but I guess he completely forgot the facial recognition thing. Do you really expect us to swallow that, Mr. Wright? You might have, but not us. According to the robot's statement, there was no third person there. Did you really think it wouldn't see through your ludicrous grab for time?
Objection!
After all we've been through, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm disappointed. Don't you know by now that this smile of mine means I have absolute confidence? Huh. You make that pose all the time, regardless of the facts. Ponko's strange malfunction. Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sick bay? And that was when Apollo had Terran's jacket on him. Again, why are they all so goddamn stupid? They declare a fact and then a few minutes later they forgot the fact. Exactly. Now this hunk of junta, he is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo is possessed by Clay's ghost. Yeah, because he had a jacket on. So technically he didn't need to cover his face, I think. Or perhaps they did, I don't know. That was another case of mistaken identity caused by a jacket ID tag. All because Klonker couldn't read Apollo's facial features due to that eye patch. Oh, that as well, yes. I completely forgot to add that. Like Mr. Edwards said, a mask could nullify the robot's facial recognition. And then, all the person would have to do is to wear a jacket with a victim's ID tag
Objection!
to pose as her. Of all the ridiculous things, what good would a silly disguise like that do? Everything. Have you forgotten that the robot also has a heartbeat detection system? If there was a third person in the scene, the robot would have detected them. Yes, but we don't mean a literal third person. We meant the second person that is still alive in there, and the third person was dead. Well, to be fair, with how many things has been said in this trial, tunnel vision towards your point at the end, and end up ignoring every other possibilities, but to your point, could make you forget that. I know that has been happening to me when I played this the first time, because sometimes it was like, wait, what actually did happen at this trial? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but that doesn't count for much, I'm afraid. Because by that time, Dr. Sykes' heartbeat had already stopped beating. Hence why he shouldn't be a lawyer. Oh, fair enough. What? So does that mean... Yes, Your Honor, the person Miss Sykes stabbed. This third person who was posing as Dr. Sykes is her mother's real killer. But that's... And I think whoever that was took the knife with them. Because first of all, it had their blood on them, which means evidence, DNA evidence. And not only that, he had to basically get away. Plus then the sword would still be there and everyone would think that she did it. That's like having weak arms and joining bodybuilding competition. Mask? The person I stabbed was wearing a mask? Good order, everyone, order! Miss Sykes, did you say something? A mask? Yeah, wait, hold on. But... Don't worry, you will get through this, just be like this for a moment. Oh, yeah, the mask is still there, though. Huh. Yes, I remember... Yo, Athena, what is it? She's just trying to remember. Wait, hold on. Is every lock disappearing or only one? I remember a man. With a mask. How could he... What did he do to my mother? Oh. Damn, poor Athena to have to remember all of this past trauma. Yeah, exactly. Besides, are you all right? You need to sit down or something. Oh, hold on. Slow and steady. You already heard from Pearl that if you break these things too forcefully, she will break. Oh. No. Every one of them is breaking. And she now remembers everything. I have continued with about an extra half an hour, but I really enjoy this game so much. It's coming back to me. Everything that happened the day of my mom's murder. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's go. They're gone. The Cyclops are finally gone. You didn't really stab your mother, did you? It's alright, Athena. Just tell us what you saw that day. I was drawing a picture. When I was done, I went to show it to my mom. I opened the door and then... It's alright. I'm right here. You're safe, Athena. She was on the floor by the workbench, with a katana sticking out of her. There was a handkerchief over her face, but I knew it was her by her clothes. And there was a man in there. A man?
Hold it!
Yes, I think I covered her face just so, like, the robot wouldn't be, oh, hi, Dr. Sykes. Oh, hi, Dr. Sykes. Like, wait, wait, hold on. Quiet, Your Honor. Go on, Athena. He tried to attack me. In panic, I grabbed the knife that was there and... He dodged at first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went to the back of his hand. Ooh. I'm guessing it's the old man. Anyone who's covering their hands, I think, because if she hit with a knife through the goddamn hand, it's gonna leave a scar. Then he kicked me and I passed out. Damn, okay. When I came to, my mom wasn't moving. I had to do something. I had to fix her, I thought. So I asked Ponku to move her to the operating table. Something's wrong with mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her. So that's why she said that. Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant has just given us critical new testimony. A man was there before Miss Sykes arrived. A man who covered the victim's face and put on the victim's jacket. This man is the real culprit. Miss Sykes, do you have any idea who this man was? No, I'm afraid I don't. A few moments ago, Miss Sykes mentioned a mask. Athena, can you tell us anything else about that? Yes, the mask. It was my mom's Japanese theater mask. I think it was the one hanging on the wall of the lab. This mask hanging here on the wall. It was kind of spooky, that mask. My mom used to tell me that no mask even had the power to turn an ordinary human being into a phantom. Oh, second bot today. Be gone! A phantom. It would seem that a new suspect has emerged. That means all the suspicion against Miss Sykes has. Oh, for fuck's sake. Basically, she wants Sykes to take the fall. You see, this is precisely why I can't trust the court system. Athena Sykes is the murderer, and I won't accept any other verdict. Okay, so she don't believe in the court system, but for some reason want to make her own rules for it anyway. That's still really sad, though. Even when her mom has died, she tried everything she can to bring back her mom, only to make the situation worse. Yeah. Miss Blackwell. This is not good. A new suspect. And where is the proof of this person ever existed? Who says it wasn't all just a dream in the little prince's groggy little head? She's right. We don't have any hard evidence of the masked man's existence.
Objection!
Nope. Thank you, Mr. Wright. I'll never be able to repay you for all you've done. But I'm fine now. Yes, I can say with certainty that I didn't kill my mother. Athena? Well, I'm so glad for you. So this time we basically had a therapy session for her instead. More and more memories are coming back now. I'd like to say one thing if I could. Ponku came to the robotics lab around 2 to recharge. Yeah. I see where you're going with this. If Mommy Metis was really the killer in disguise. Right. Then he must have come to robotics lab before 2 p.m. Do you have anything else in the evidence? Okay, help me find the person who came to the lab before 2 p.m. Hold on. A video showing the corridor to the crime scene. Blackwell was the only one passing through at the time of the crime. That's the explanation of the robots. I am gonna try this. I'm gonna save that just in case. But I feel like it might not be. But this is the only thing.
Take that!
This is Prosecutor Blackwell leaving the scene after the incident around 3 p.m. What I'm wondering is, does this video show anyone else passing by there before then? I don't see anything in the investigation. It looks like they didn't check. It's always good. Athena stabbed someone, but her mother is the only one with a stab wound, which was made with a katana. Ara needs to Stufu and wake up. She's the only one in La La Land. Exactly, but that's basically because her brother is about to get killed tomorrow, so... She is extremely desperate, and for some reason she really hates Athena. So, if we rewind the footage and go back to around 2 PM, we would be able to see the true culprit leaving the scene. Very well then, let's take a look. There. Please stop right there. Wounded hand. Ha ha ha. It's just like you said, there is a man leaving the scene of the crime. How did people not notice this? Oh, when did she die? Probably around 3 PM. Okay, who left that area then? Basically, reversing. Basically, just reversing the footage and like, oh, the last one to leave is this guy. He must have done it. Okay, did anyone else leave? It doesn't matter, does it? It's like, are you certain? First stab wound, jacket. Second stab wound, hand. Well, would you look at that? They're all incompetent. Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Because this is a kid's game, so what would you expect? Miss Sykes, do you remember this person? That's him, I'm sure of it. He's wearing my mother's jacket. I did, but what I really wanted to see was her jacket. That jacket on display. That was Dr. Sykes. Can you see it? There's the lash I made with a utility knife that day. And I'm sure that knife is under that jacket somewhere. So then, everything Miss Sykes said. Exactly. It proves that Miss... At the same time, I was about to say, I just remembered something about the whole incompetence thing. The thing is that the government rushed the investigation. Because they didn't want people to know a spy had tried to steal the research. So the government decided to rush the investigation. So that is why they decided to take the first best person that seemed to fit in the role. So yes, incompetence, but mostly because of being forced to don't give a shit of what's happening, take someone so people don't really notice anything. Dr. Sykes' killer arrived at the robotics lab before 2 PM. He killed her and hid her face with a handkerchief. Then, he disguised himself with Dr. Sykes' jacket. Don't matter, they're still incompetent. Yes. Oh, so a spy was in the base. Yes, this time 7 years now, and that time as well. So, he waited for Ponko to come to the lab for the irregular to recharge. By leaving Dr. Sykes' jacket on, the culprit tricked Ponko into thinking he was Dr. Sykes, thereby making it look like she was alive and up at that point in time. All to disguise the real time of death.
Objection!
Yeah, I feel like that just makes them more incompetent. Definitely. But I would say not incompetent of not being smart, incompetent of basically rush things, don't give a damn about what you find, just if you find the first best thing, just do it. So I would say the government was the one most incompetent there. They just forced the police to follow in their incompetence. It's a nice theory, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid that is just not possible. What? Why not? The victim's jacket is clearly visible right here in this video. And that's right there. It's precisely the problem. The ID tag on the jacket and the scene confirms beyond doubt that it belongs to the victim. If the person who left the lab truly was wearing the victim's jacket, then how could it possibly have wound up back at the crime scene? Good point, but I don't see actually a lash in that one. What's going on? That doesn't make sense. Edgeworth right. If the culprit was wearing the jacket, how did he get back to the lab? The killer brought it back. The killer used the jacket as a disguise to make his escape. But in order to conceal the fact, he had to get the jacket back to the crime scene. So the culprit simply returned to the robotics lab later and planted it there. Contradiction resolved.
Objection!
Except that it would have been impossible. The only person who came to the robotics lab after the killer were Prosecutor Blackwell and the people who reported the body. And they claimed that the jacket was there when they arrived. So, when do you propose this mysterious man of yours had a chance to return the jacket? A puzzling question indeed. When did the culprit have a chance to bring the jacket back? When the body was found. The only time the culprit could have returned the jacket was when the body was found. Mr. Wright, do you realize the implications of that argument? I do. Most people, when they come across a murder, focus their attention on the body. The culprit could have taken advantage of that a split second to plant the jacket. In other words, the true culprit in this case, the man known as the Phantom, doesn't change the fact that this is the strongest suspect in the case. I am really starting to question Edgeworth. A toddler would do better job than him, fair enough. Is that confirmed to be the jacket of the mother? Probably, because if it left with it, it wouldn't be in the museum right now. Was no one other than the people to discover the body. I would never have thought of that. Well, look at that then. Impressive. Order, everyone, order. Why is everyone still surprised? Well, at the same time, I am surprised. What is the meaning of this? Prosecutor Edgeworth. The body was discovered and reported by a group of 3 people. They were there to collect a space probe's capsule in preparation for the Hat 1 launch. One of those people had a special bag transported the capsule in. Oh, you mean the shock-resistant bag? Correct. I suppose that if the jacket was in that bag, it could have been returned to the scene of the crime without anyone noticing. I'll see it that you get a report on those 3 people. You will? Well, we should also check the facial recognition database for that role. If this person felt the need to hide his face with a theater mask, it might mean that his facial data was once registered. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what does this mean? I have to admit, I believe Miss Sykes' memories to be credible. Yeah, but if there was no slash, the culprit could have laid it back, cybered on purpose to hide the fact that the slash was not there and the jacket was actually his. I have no idea. You really, Mr. Wright. Not that this was ever an official trial anyway. Do my ears deceive me? Prosecutor Edgeworth, are you actually conceding? Yes, because the only thing we needed to do was prove for an hour what's going on. Is it true, boss? Does this mean I can't believe it. It's over. I won. At the same time, Edgeworth is not really the one to... I'm the one to win. He is the one to... Let's go to the truth. If you don't have anything else, this must be the truth. It was also rushed, but how many people was even investigating the crime scene? 3 people found the crime scene, and one of them were the murderer. Your Honor, I see no need to further prolong this trial. Hold on, Mr. Wright. Have you forgotten who's in charge of this trial? Oh, that's right. I'm the one who's supposed to say I see no need to further prolong. Not you either, Your Honor. Now, silence. The little princess was truly beloved by Metis, and he repaid that love with death. All these years hating Athena was the only thing that kept me going. What do I do now? Can anybody tell me? How am I even supposed to go on? Miss Blackwell? How unlike you, Aura. Metis was deeply passionate about her work, and she chose you as a partner. Isn't that... Shut up, Simon. You know exactly how I felt about her. Probably. I don't know, really. Her respect as a co-worker wasn't all that I wanted. Then what did you want from her? Did you really just go there, Your Honor? Aura, there is something I wanted to say. If you will lend me an ear. I have in my possession a lead on who Meaty's murderer is. You do? Right, Donna. You asked me about the identity of the Phantom of 7 years past. That's right. The Phantom. The person Blackwell has been looking for, even from the behind bars. 7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the Hot One rocket. The spy. But he was no ordinary spy. We knew not about him, his background, appearance. We came to reference him as the Phantom. At the time, I was working with the police to hunt him down. And then one day a miracle occurred, and I obtained a lead on him. Oh, how exciting! What was the lead? A recording of the Phantom's voice. But the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis. Oh wow. Who could ever have seen that coming about Aura liking Athena's mother? Such a surprise, oozing sarcasm. Absolutely wonderful. Yet I had hope. Aura's co-worker was a scientist who could analyze human emotions. So I asked her to evaluate the recording using analytical psychology. And that scientist was Dr. Sykes. Yes. Kinda like the background music though. Yes. A spy's greatest fear is to have his true identity discovered. In addition to Hat 1, Dr. Sykes' results and the recording were surely amongst his taunts. But his search for the Space Center bore no fruit. So he must have started to panic. He couldn't find them, but where could it have been? Who is to say? Wow, I bet he's never let that out of his sight all these years. How in the world did you manage to smuggle them into prison? Oh, I have my ways. What's more, my partner is especially talented at that sort of thing. It is this goddamn bird. I work to lure the Phantom in by spreading rumors through the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cause to attract the Phantom's attention. Cases are just try to retrieve your identity, you bloody butcher. Became my taunt. And what about the result Dr. Sykes drew up for you? Was there any useful information? Here, you can see for yourself. But take good care of it. It is all I have left of my mentor. I better hold to this real tight. The subject emotion rarely fluctuate and he doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. Oh. So this guy has more control of his emotions than the other guy, because this guy is basically just... Psychological profile classified. Emotional output of his voice extremely weak compared to typical voices. Subject deemed to have a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. No emotional fluctuation, huh? A spy who experienced no emotions. Not sadness, nor anger, and naturally no fear. He is the very determination of a phantom. A monster with no heart. Don't you see? This creature is the rot that has destroyed our lives and set what ails us all into motion. The Phantom indeed. A fitting name for the one who has brought darkness into our world. Yeah, because basically his case and Phoenix's case was the two cases that started the whole dark age of the law. Well then, it seems a faint image of this man has started to take place. Based on what we have learned, I'd like you all to conduct further investigation. This is not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol. If I may, I'd like to hand down my verdict and bring these proceedings to an end. Whatever, do what you want. I'll hear no objection from me. Yes, please, Your Honor, because I'm getting tired of this. It's all over. It's finally over. Very well. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, could you please take the stand? As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. The verdict handed down 7 years ago is hereby overruled. Or overturned or something. And now, the defendant of the current trial, Miss Athena Sykes. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, thank you. Thank you for everything. Athena, you're more than welcome. If everyone is ready, I will now give my verdict. For crying out loud, I believe I know who this is. You? Yeah, whoop-a-doo, here he is. What do you have to say? I knew it. Apollo? What is the meaning of this? Ah, congratulations, Mr. Wright. I'm Prosecutor Edgeworth. You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago, and you say Prosecutor Blackwell. However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet. Jesus, okay. It needed to come in at some point. Why, Apollo? Why would you do this to us? I think it's gonna be to be continued, and we are gonna have to continue that next week, because I have actually continued about like 1 extra hour, because I had way too much fun with this, and it was way too much exciting. Is that jacket from his friend, the spy?